Fortunately, out of bounds on the full.
1997, and gee whiz, I just feel that the doggies really must win this and win it comfortably if they are in fact to be a real premiership chance in 1997. And I know that they are desperate to get into that grand final, and really I suppose they wouldn't want to play Port Adelaide. Nobody wants to play Port Adelaide in the grand final, but the doggies just want to get there and just undo the things that have happened in the last couple of seasons, Steve.
You're so true, and as the game gets underway here, it's going to be a great game, Steve.
All right, the umpire has the ball. Down goes the bounce. Bing Arnold up against Watkins for the Bloods. The ball comes to ground, trying to pick the ball up there for West Adelaide. The handball comes out to Nathan Brown. Brown goes up tried to go up towards the half-forward line. He's got to go for holding the ball. No, the umpire called play on. I can't believe that. As it's picked up here for the Dogs and goes out towards the centre wing. Steinburner there. Going in there also was Carr. The ball comes out loose, and the chance now for the Bloods as the ball is forced towards the boundary line. In fact, holding the ball. Well, if that other one wasn't holding the ball, Steve, I've never seen it. And so the doggies now the recipient of the free kick at Cotter, I think, up towards half forward, and the mark taken out there by, looks like Hicks out there, is it? No, I'm not sure who it is. Anyway, there's Hicks coming in to take the mark. There's Simon Lewis inside the 50, and he'll have first pot shot at the goals for the Central District side.
Yeah, great movement there by Centrals, and really they're playing in front. Obviously a good player is Simon Lewis, and if he can really get in front, he is a good goal kicker, and DB, and I see Simon, looks like Hicks has started at full back.
There's the kick from Lewis. He's about 40 metres out and away to the right-hand side. So the first minor score on the board this afternoon to the doggies, and they lead 1 point to West Adelaide, yet to score.
Yep, and we see West Adelaide full back. It looks like it's Ashley Green will bring the ball back into play, and Centrals are setting up their zone defence, which makes it a little bit more difficult to get some movement. Green drives in with a lovely drop punt out past the 50-metre marker. Look for Watkins. Sort of got a push in the back from the Centrals opponent. Lewis takes possession of the ball. No. Ball's under the pack, and it looks like Stacks on the middle, and umpire runs in to take the possession of the ball. And just on Hicks, that full-back, it's a bit unusual. He's been a dynamite at centre-half forward this year.
Well, he certainly played some great games up in the forward lines, and I guess it is a surprise. And Conway's at full forward, and big tall man, and he'll certainly give them something to kick to there, Steve.
Yep, and the ball was brought up into the ground again. Central's players, looks like it's Holm. It is. It's onto his left foot, and he's kicked it in. And in front again, with the Central's player, and is that Conway?
It is,
yeah,
yep.
Yeah, the big fella, Conway. And that's twice now Centrals have gone into attack, and both times their full forward or forward pocket players have been in front, and Conway, a big fella, you just can't afford to get behind a fella that size, DB.
No, you've got to play in front when you've got a man that's about 6'6", 6'7", and certainly he's going to be a thorn in the West Adelaide side.
Comes in, left foot, deliberate over the ball, and it looks like he's pulled it. There's no crowd reaction behind the goals, and yep, another behind, which unfortunately for the Dogs, they not got the start they're after. But once again, they play in front, they've got possessions, and Holm, very important player around the ground, took the ball from the bounce up there and kicked him, sort of a hurriedly kick, but found Conway in front. As Ashley Green brings the ball back in on the outer side, looking for Bruckman Watkins. He's in front, but drifted in front was Fogden, and takes a lovely mark. Another great player for them over the years. Fogden, about the half-back flank, looking for movement up forward, nothing forthcoming. It goes back now. He's going to bring the ball across the centre-half forward. Actually, looking for Woosner, but dropping in front was Edwards. Central's players punch from behind, get the handball out over to McGowan, but McGowan hurriedly handballs over to Brown. Brown kicks forward, looking for McCluckey, but Scott Lee will take first position of the ball. Tackled by McCluckey, and a good tackle. Ball comes out. Parade will get first position of the ball. Gets over to Sale. Sale looking short and fighting Girdham in the centre of the ground. Gets the ball onto Geister. Geister onto his left foot. Poor kick, but once again, Conway in front, overruns the ball. Central could be in here, but Fogden getting back onto the ball first. Oh, overrun the ball. Central's player picked up the ball, slung down again. Good play there by Jew. Jew's onto his left foot. Tackled by West Adelaide players. Stacks on the middle, and a bit lucky there, West Adelaide. Had the run of the ball. Fogden overran it and really got away with it there, DB.
Yes, certainly that was a big blue by Brooke Fogden, but luckily for him, the ball was congested. In fact, the umpires found a free kick, and that free kick has been smothered and forced through for the minor score. So the Doggies doing most of the attacking here. The Bloods have got the ball to their half-forward line just once so far in this quarter, and we've played 4 minutes on the West End time clock. And on the Sip and Save scoreboard, 3 behind the Bulldogs, leading the Bloods yet to score. Once again, Green about to bring the ball back into play. He'll bring it to the grandstand side. Up in front, it's a good mark there taken for West Adelaide by Johnny Parker. Now Parker on in the defensive 50 for the Bloods. Will bring it along the grandstand side, centre wing. Players set themselves. Daniel Holm up in front. Being paid the mark, has he? No. Being paid a free kick for over the shoulder. And Holm will go back and take the kick at centre wing. He'll drive the Doggies back into attack. He's got the lead from Lewis. Lovely pass and a lovely lead from Simon Lewis. Now the big bloke Conway leads, but this time Lewis goes over his head into the pocket. Players set themselves. Good use of the body there by may have been Daniels as the ball comes to ground. Players get the handball out. Here's a chance though for West Adelaide, picked up by Parker. He loses the ball. It goes underneath a pack of players, and once again we'll have a ball up in that right full forward pocket for the Bulldogs. On the Sip and Save scoreboard, they lead 3 behind. West Adelaide get the score, and we've played 5 minutes at this stage on the West End time clock.
Ball up there in the forward pocket for Central Districts, brought down. No players can get real movement through there, and it stacks on the mill again, and the ball has actually gone out of bounds. It'll be a throw in around about 30 metres out from Central's goals, and as DB said, Central's got all the play at the present minute and really do need to capitalise. Ball to be thrown in. Got Conway going up for Central Districts. Got the first use of the ball, unfortunately come out a West Adelaide player. Handballed over looking for Brown. Brown's right back to the goal square, gets a long handball out. Sweeping handball, which will find his West Adelaide teammate. Looking for Walsh out on the wing. We've got a push in the back by Central's opponent, but Jones. But no, it's actually Daniels. Daniels brings the ball back to the middle. Big Watkins comes with a big destroy over the back. Mello will take possession of the ball. No, gone past him. Back to Daniels for Centrals. Walsh in for West Adelaide. Gets it out. Arnold for Central Districts takes possession. Great handball back to Scotty Lee. Scotty Lee tries to switch play. Out looking for Sable. Uses his pace. Takes possession of the ball. Got a lucky bounce. Comes within 50. Shoots for goal. But Ravisi for West Adelaide. Getting back into the goal square. Takes a timely mark. Plays on. Gets it out to Brown. Once again finding some space. Touch off the boot. Umpire's called. Play on. Got a handball over. Looking for Parker. Parker long handball again. Looking over for his West Adelaide opponent in Jarvis. Jarvis gets it back to Brown. Brown has one bounce coming on the grandstand boundary line. Looking for Mellor. Mellor in front. Hereda for Centrals gets a... Oh, that's a free kick there. Gone to Edwards. Holmes shoved in his back, and the Central supporters not liking it, but Crows player Edwards did take front possession there, and will take possession of the ball on the centre wing, DB.
Yes, and there's the kick in towards centre-half forward. Oh, good lead out there from Mellor. Mellor takes the mark, gets a handball over to Woosnam. Woosnam now for West Adelaide. Goes out to the lead of Richardson in the pocket. And from behind, Hicks, but that's a good mark by Richardson. And good strong mark because Hicks was coming in from behind very strongly. Went for the big punch, but Ed Richardson is a clean grab. And he's going to kick from about 45, 46 metres out there on that left half forward flank. Good mark, that.
Yeah, it's a good system too. Like they first time they've really gone looked like they were side, and that was good. There's some system there, and I'm sure Taylor will be happy with that.
Now we wait for Ed Richardson. Had a blinder at Loxton a few weeks back, and see if he can pick it up where he left off on that occasion. There's the kick, the goal umpire. I think it may have slipped through for a sausage roll. We'll wait on the goal umpire. He's putting up 2 fingers. So West Adelaide first blood for the Bloods, if you like. 1 straight goal. They lead Central Districts 3 behind. Back to the studio for some updates.
Geelong 7-2-44, leading Port Adelaide 3-2-20. Sydney 11-7-73, leading Melbourne 1-4-10. And the Western Bulldogs 6-5-41, leading Richmond 4-4-28. Back to Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you, Peter. The umpire with the footy once again in the centre. So West Adelaide 1 straight goal, leading the Bulldogs 3 behind as he thumps the ball into the turf. The big clock, Big Ben gets the tap down for West Adelaide. Taken there for the Blood by Brebner. They've got him though. Actually, it's not Brebner. Wait till he gets up. Who that player was? Luke Nathan it was, and he's given the ball back to the umpire. He's going to thump it down once again. Damien Arnold and Ben Watkins. Watkins, the ball-headed one in front, gets the tap away. Thumped away further afield. Thumped on once again by Mellor up towards half forward. Here's a player going in very hard with the elbow. The umpire calls play on. The hurried kick goes straight up in the air. Once again, the umpire will call play on. Grabbed by McGowan. He's flung to the ground. The ball comes out. Here's a chance though for Swatalia. He's got a lot of pace. The young man, can he pick up the footy? No, he overruns it. It comes out here to Nathan Brown. He loses the ball. In fact, it goes underneath him, and we're going to have a ball up there on that left half forward flank for the Doggies, and they're kicking to the northern end of the Elizabeth Oval. The West End time clock tells us we've played 8 minutes, almost 9, and the Sip and Save scoreboard says West Adelaide 1 goal, the Doggies 3 behind.
Ball up on the Central's half-forward line in with grandstand side. Picked up by West Adelaide player in Mellor. Kicked it, smothered though, but Brown will be first there for West Adelaide. Across the half-back line, drives through to the centre wing. Looking for and finding his teammate in Mark Bredner across the centre wing in front of Scotty Lee. Moves on play across the half-forward line. Bad, poor kick though, but Centrals are all there. Holmes got a good handball out to Herrera. Herrera looking for his teammate way down on the half-forward line and finds him, but he dropped what he should have perhaps taken, which leaves Ravisi all on his own. Got time to steady. Handballs over to teammate, kicks it down and finds Captain Mellor. Mellor on his right boot, poor kick. Searching for but not finding Edwards. Central's players all around the plaque there. They've got it over to Scott Lee. Scott Lee through the middle. Lovely kick down and finding Jones, uncontested at half-forward flank. Looking to play on. He's got Girdham out wide, made some space. Kicked him and found him out there, running into an open goal. No, switched the ball back play, looking for Conway. Across the half-forward line again. Conway takes possession. Handballs over to Jew. Jew onto his left foot, into an open goal. And a lovely kick there by Jew. And Central's had the players at the fall of the ball, and they kicked their first goal on the Sip and Save scoreboard. Central's 1-3-9, leading West Adelaide the solitary 1 goal, DB.
Yes, I thought it was a bit of a half-hearted effort by Big Conway to go up one hand, but his recovery was very good, and the handball was excellent, of course. And Stewie Dew has put the Bulldogs in front of this game, being brought to you, of course, by Kelly's Bakeries here this afternoon. And the West End time clock tells us we've played 10 minutes into this first quarter. Back with the central umpire, who's going to bounce it down once again. Arnold and also Big Ben Watkins. Down goes the bounce. Arnold gets a beautiful tap, but doesn't go quite to McGowan. Taken by McCluckie. The handball out wide is good. Looking for Luke Nathan. Nathan's got the run of the ball. Steinberner's in hot pursuit. In fact, Steinberner with sheer pace gets in front of him. That's well done, Steinberner, as he puts it on the right foot up towards R4 through the hands of Lewis. Over the back, taken by Conway. Conway will get a handball back to Lewis. Lewis from about 20 metres out goes bang, and he's put it through the high little for another goal to the Doggies. And that was all brought about, Steve Jackware, by the wonderful pace of Steinberner out there at centre wing on the outer side, as the Doggies move along to 2 goals, 3-15 on the Sip and Save scoreboard. West Adelaide 1 straight goal, 6 behind.
Well, Nathan Steinberner across the wing was following his opponent. Looked like he was out of the play, but with just sheer pace ran straight past him, collected the ball, and then they used the ball well down. And once again, they had players at the fall of the ball, and really there was another good goal. And Simon Lewis has had a couple of opportunities already in the game and really could pose a problem for Westies today. Ball back in the middle, seething with Central's leading the 2 goals to the 1. Watkins got the ball for West Adelaide, tapped it down. No one in particular. Punched through the air by Herrera towards their half-forward line, but all West Adelaide here. Fogden gets the handball out over to McCluckie. McCluckie's got players running in support for him. That's Paul Jarvis kicking down and looking for Ed Richardson. A lovely lead there. It's about 35 to 40 metres out, and he found himself in front again of Hicks, and already Ed Richardson could pose a problem for Hicks with his pace and playing in front, and that's where you've got to be. And lovely kick there by Paul Jarvis.
Yes, it certainly was, and as I said, we saw this boy at Loxton a few weeks ago against the Double Blues, and he had an absolute blinder that day, kicked a bag, and he started off in the same vein this afternoon.
Yeah, good play there, and if you can get another goal on the board, it'll get them back into this game. Already early, I must admit, but got a similar goal from out the other side, so comes in deliberately over the ball. It'll be a drop punt, about 40 metres out, slightly pulled it, and, well, more than a slight, it's just got snuck in for a behind, and the boundary umpire there looking nervously at the ball as if it was going to go over his head, but the goal umpire gives it the nod for 1 and behind. So Ed Richardson has got the total score for the West Adelaide, 1 goal and 1 point. Scotty Lee brings the ball back in, going to the outer side, looking for his big fellow in Arnold. And Arnold got caught under the ball, turned around but kept his eye on it enough to bring the ball down to where the Central's players come through the middle. McGowan trying to take possession of the ball. He has done so, goes down the half forward looking for his teammate. Good punch by Fogden, but all Centrals once again, picked up by Jones across the wing. Handballs it out and finds his teammate in Sean Chambers. Chambers down, well play there by his opponent there in John Parker, and he's punched the ball out of bounds. It'll go out on their outer side, in between wing and half forward for Central Districts, and took it away too easy there from fullback Barry.
They certainly did, and good passage of play by the Doggies, and now on their right half forward flank, they're kicking to the northern end of the Elizabeth Oval. There's the throw in, the big men do battle, the ball comes to ground. Here's a chance for McGowan, tries to handball over the top, then recovers the footy, another handball. Will it come loose? No, a chance now for Big Watkins. He gets a push fair in the middle of the back, The umpire was there and said, play on, what's happening here? As it comes out, here's a chance now for Parker. Parker along centre wing, looking for Mellor's lead, and Mellor marks the ball at centre wing on the outer side of the ground. The Bloods going to the southern end of the Elizabeth Oval, kicks it high, but it's an absolute Barry Crocker, and he's put it straight down the throat of Geister. Geister now for the Doggies, brings it out to centre half back and finds Scotty Lee. Lee got a man loose in the centre, Daniel Holmes, that player, plenty of time to steady, have a look, lift the eyes, and then goes bang right up towards big Conway. The ball thumped away from him, taken again in the air by Conway, gets a hurried left boot in towards goal. Will it roll through? No, it was a leg break, and through for the minor scores for the Doggies. They go along to 2 goals for 16. They lead West Adelaide 1-1-7 on the sip and save scoreboard. The West End time clock tells us we've played 14 minutes, and we might just quickly dash back to the studio for an update. No, apparently they're not.
Yes, thank you very much, fellas. And we've got scores. Sturt 2-2-14, leading South Adelaide, yet to score. North Adelaide 2-1-13, leading the Eagles, yet to score. And Norwood 1-1-7, leading Glenelg, yet to score. Back to the Elizabeth Oval.
Thank you, Peter. Back here at Elizabeth, the ball's brought in by Western. It's been moved around to the centre wing. Boundary throw-in. Ball comes in. Holm was in front for Central Districts. Fortunately, overran the ball. Parker for West Adelaide got a handball out to McGowan. McGowan, quick handball to Girdham. Girdham on to Steinburner. Tackled on foot. McGowan tackled as well. West Adelaide jump in and get possession of the ball, but umpires found a free kick back off the plane. I don't know if you saw that was for DB, but
yeah, but too high against Anthony Bannock, actually.
And McGowan takes possession of the ball, kicks down half forward, looking for and finding Sale. Took a lovely mark. Seemed to be out of position there. Came over the top of his West Adelaide opponent and took a lovely mark. Bald-headed Sewell. Old sun gleaming off the old balded head here. He's about 55 metres out. Not going for goals. Kick chipped in short, looking for Conway. Took front position. Good spoil by Green. Picked up by West Adelaide. Brebner was looking for and finding Paul Jarvis out on the half-back flank, just inside the boundary. No one really to go to now. Jarvis goes back, kicks long, down looking for Symes. Symes got opponents, took front possession, nearly took the mark. Ball's gone out of bounds. About centre wing here in front of 5RPH commentary. As we look at the sip and save score, we'll see Central is leading 2-4-16, West Adelaide 1-1-7.
Boundary throw in between centre and half forward for the Doggies here at the Elizabeth Oval. Beautiful sunny day, ideal conditions for footy. Girdham goes in, cocked one high. He's a bit jaded as Roger Girdham, as the ball is kicked up towards the pocket. A chance here for Stewie Dew. He gathers in the footy, puts it on the left boot in towards the square. Players set themselves. Conway almost a one-handed mark, trying to hold his player at bay. Here's a chance for the Blood, taken by McGowan. The umpire's found a free kick, and it's going to go the way of McGowan. He said he was being hung on to. A very belated decision, I might add. In fact, I thought the other one was probably a decision, the Conway one. And whether the umpire heard the crowd yelling and roaring, I'm not too sure, Steve.
Well, getting the reaction from the West Adelaide players, they weren't overly disturbed of the decision, so maybe it was there.
Okay, McGowan now from about 20 metres out directly in front. Shouldn't make any mistake and doesn't. Pops it through for the Bulldogs' third goal of the afternoon. And already ominous signs here as the Doggies move along to 3 goals 4. That's 22 on the sip and save scoreboard. West Adelaide 1-1-7. Back to Peter Greco.
It's Geelong 11-4-70, leading Port Adelaide 4-3-27. The Western Bulldogs 6-6-42, leading Richmond 5-4-34. And Sydney 11-7-73, leading Melbourne 2-4-16. Back to Elizabeth.
And back here at Elizabeth, the umpire, the central umpire, with the footy once again to bounce it down. The Doggies have just snuck away in this first quarter. 17 minutes have elapsed on the West End time clock. This game being brought to you by Kelly's Bakery as the umpire is about to thump it down. Down it goes. Watkins up against Arnold. Arnold the tap taken by Brebner, but the ball comes out to McGowan. He swings it around on the right boot up towards half forward. Oh, almost a mark there by Ravisi. Gets back to rebounds off his hands back into a number of players. Saywell's got it. The handball is good to Steinburner. On the left boot goes Steinburner up towards centre half forward. Eludes all and sundry. Here's a chance though for Green to pick it up for West Adelaide. He brings the ball along the centre wing position. Leading in the race for the ball is McCluckie in hot opposition from Scotty Lee and takes the mark McCluckie. So McCluckie now will bring the ball up towards the half forward flank. Walsh is in front. Oh, almost a good mark from behind. He was met heavily. The ball comes off hands taken by Woosnam. Woosnam's hurried kick up towards half forward. Chance for Edwards to thump it out towards centre half forward. Taken by Symes. Symes will come back onto the left boot with the left foot snap. It might go through. Oh, it would have gone through. Richardson tried to mark it and it come off his hands and hit the post, and through for the minor score, but perhaps he didn't know how close he was to the line, Steve Jackwea.
Yeah, well, the ball was moving in the air, but I certainly think he should have perhaps let it go. But in hindsight, it's easy when you're sitting up here. As we see Scott Lee for Centrals bring the ball back out, find Hicks, who's short pass into Gurdam at centre-half back mark. He kicks on and looks for Hereda, and West Adelaide not picking up their men here on the kick-outs, and Hereda now goes into the centre. Once again, looking for a Centrals teammate in Holm. Holm plays on, lovely mark, uses his pace, looking in for Conway now at full forward. Conway's got a good lead out to centre-half forward. Could have perhaps taken that mark in, should have, but the ball's gone to ground, and West Adelaide players have jump in, stack on the middle, as there's a bit of a fracas there on the outskirts of the ball there, and umpire's taking possession of the ball, and I think he'll ball it up straight away to get the game underway. But it's concerning there for West Adelaide. The ball comes out far too easy after a point. Ball up, comes down, and that was Lugenham got first possession, kicked the ball down centre area. Picked up by Gurdam. Gurdam, good handball out to Steinberger. Uses his pace again onto his left foot. Kicks into the goal square. It's a long kick. Will it reach the goals? He hasn't gone to. No, touched right on the line there, and good defensive work. I think it might have been Samuel Jones, and just got back there just in time. And Steinberger, a lovely left foot kick, would have travelled 45, 50 metres on his wrong foot. And, well, good effort there at the end by the West Adelaide defender. Green looking to bring the ball back in. Short pass. He's found Jones. Jones just drifted into the forward pocket, back pocket, found possession. He's played on. And he's kicked it down and found in Mark Brebner. Brebner's gone to kick around the man on the mark, and Sale was actually smothered it, and the ball's gone out of bounds. Poor play there by West Adelaide. They really had possession of the ball, and they shouldn't have let it go out of bounds thus easily. Boundary throw-in about 40 metres out from the Central's goals. Fogden up from behind. Ball come down. Jones, clever little kick, but come into the forward lines, and it's great mark there by West Adelaide defender in Samuel, who was it?
Jones.
Samuel Jones, yes, got him. Kicks the ball out the defensive side here for West Adelaide. Picked it up by Brown again. Brown onto his boot. Good smother there by Jones. The Joneses and the Browns, they're all getting into amongst it, and the ball will be just another ball up, and it's a bit of a stalemate out there, DB.
It certainly is, and just the Browns trying to keep up with the Joneses, and that's all it is. And the umpire's going to bounce it down on that left half forward flank here at the Elizabeth Oval. The doggies doing well as coming onto the ground is Steve Hamilton, and he's replacing Ashley Green. There's the ball kicked in mid-air almost as that ball was bounced. A chance now for Lewis, who's leading in the race for the ball. He picks it up just inside the boundary line, but the boundary umpire said, "You are wrong, DB. It went out of bounds," and so he's going to toss it in on that left half forward flank here at the Elizabeth Oval. We've played 21 minutes on the West End time clock, and on the Sip and Save scoreboard 3-5-23 the doggies. The Bloods are 1-2-8. The boundary throw in taken by Brebner. Brebner's handball is good to Woosnam. Woosnam gets support from Ravisi. Ravisi's got a player going through the centre. That's Luke Nathan now. Nathan, the left footer, goes out to the long lead of Richardson. It is a good lead, and he's marked the ball, but he's about 60 metres out from goal. He's going to go bang in towards the lead here of Tyson Edwards. Off hands it comes to Symes. Symes has got Mellor at centre-half forward. Mellor with a left foot snap, though, is offline, and in fact it's out of bounds. It's missed all of the timber, and it's gone out of bounds on the John Bull. So golden opportunity gone begging there for the Bloods, taken by Geister. Geister's little kick in towards centre-half back, and I think that's Conway that must be playing in defence. He brings the ball out here, thumped away from Gurdam there by Brown, and beautifully done by Brown. Brown got the footy now as he dodges one way then the other, and the ball is going to go out of bounds. In fact, that player was Sam Jones, or no, Matthew Jones, I think, for the doggies.
Correct.
We've got Matthew Jones and Sam Jones. It's all happening out here at the Elizabeth Oval, and we've got a boundary throw in just outside the attacking 50 for the Bloods. They're kicking to the southern end as the boundary umpire throws the ball back into play. Players set themselves. Big Arnold made front position in front of Symes, taken by Edwards. They've got him, taken by McClucky. The umpire said Edwards through the footy, and that umpire was almost in the centre of the ground and made the decision. Unbelievable. The umpire that was actually in charge of the play said play on. There's the kick out towards the centre-half back position. Danger. Hicks leading in the race for the ball. Richardson's almost got him, but he gets the handball away. Chance for Woosnam. He falls over. Fell over his own legs, in fact, and there's going to be a bounce then on that right half forward flank.
Must be a big divot out there. He just absolutely.
It was very strange, wasn't it? And so he's going to bounce it down there on that right half forward flank, or left half forward flank for West Adelaide here at the Elizabeth Oval. They are 1-2 on the Sip and Save scoreboard, 8 behind, trailing the Doggies 3-5-23. Down goes the bounce. Once again, the ball in underneath a pack of players. Out through comes Brebner. Tried to get the ball away, couldn't do so. In goes Luke Nathan, taps the ball over the boundary line, and will have a boundary throw in.
SDB, and a bit of a stalemate at the present minute. No side can really get the ascendancy with West Adelaide trailing by the 2 goals, and really do need another goal before quarter time. As the ball comes thrown in, comes out to West Adelaide. Looks like McCluckey gets out on his right boot. Shocking kick. Cotter in front, playing very well across the half-back line. Cotter in front of his team opponent. Kicks down looking for Watkins. Oh. Watkins gone backwards with a handball, but it's worked in effect for West Adelaide. Gone short out to McCluckey on the wing. He's gone forward looking for his teammate, and West Adelaide playing possession footy at the moment, and that's perhaps not the really name of the game of the present. They need to go a bit longer. And I just feel DB as the ball goes out of bounds that they're sort of playing around with it a bit instead of going long and direct like perhaps Centrals are doing, and they really are getting a better effect, the Doggies.
Well, they are, and a couple of poor kicks by Luke Nathan before and on that occasion has allowed the ball to go out of bounds. There's the throw-in, the tap down there by Symes. It finds Andy up with Nathan. Nathan now on his left boot up towards full forward. Beautiful use of the body by Symes, who turns around and goes bang and puts it through for the Blood second goal of the afternoon. They go along to 2 goals, 2. That's 14 on the Sip and Save scoreboard. The Bulldogs are 3-5-23. Back to Peter Greco.
And it's Norwood 3-1-19. Glenelg get to score. North Adelaide 2-1-13. Eagles 3 points. Sturt 3-4-22. South 1-1-7. Back to Elizabeth.
Yes, and Luke Nathan there, Steve, certainly making amends. He put the ball in high to centre, to full forward, and good use of the body by big Timothy Symes.
Well, Timothy Symes is a very good player, and he sort of cross half forward or full forward. He can be a danger man, and West Adelaide will need him to kick a couple of goals today and to fire across the half forward line.
Ball back in the centre with the umpire. It favours big Watkins. The kick is a hurried one, though. Taken there for the Doggies by Geister. Geister up towards half forward. Here's a chance now, can be picked up by Swatala. He goes to ground. Beautifully gathered in, however, for West Adelaide by Jarvis. Jarvis has had a couple of bounds. Mellor goes in to protect his player at the Shepherd as Jarvis goes up towards full forward, or Richardson may have got a free kick. Here's a chance for Brebner. Good use of the hands and the body to try and get through the pack, but now he's grabbed and will have a bounce down just inside the 50. No, there's a free kick being found.
Yeah, against Ed Richardson. Stupid play. Just grabbed Scotty Lee for no reason there. That's such stupid play.
Well, it's resulted in the Doggies coming out to big Arnold getting the ball at centre half back. In fact, now he gives it over to Saywell. Saywell's had a couple of bounces. He'll drive the ball long around that centre wing. He's found the jumper out there in Steinburner. Steinburner with pace again onto the left boot. He goes high in towards the 50. In front, Conway. Over the back, the ball comes. Chance now for, looks like Brown for the West Adelaide side. He gets a handball further afield over to his teammate, and that teammate has kicked the ball up towards centre wing. In fact, it's another shocking kick, and it was Bannock, and he's usually a better kick than that. Now the Doggies have brought the ball into the centre, and they've got Stewie Dew. Dew now on the left boot. He's got a player all by himself in Hereda. Hereda will advance to 50. Can kick a football, Cam, fighting Hereda in towards full forward. Good use of the body by the Central District player in Conway, and the ball goes through for a goal. So the Doggies move along to 4 goals, 5. That's 29, leading West Adelaide 2-2-14. Back to the studio.
Half-time, it's Geelong 11-4, 70 leading Port Adelaide 4-4-28, and Sydney 14-11-95 leading Melbourne 4-5-29. Back to Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you, Peter, as Centrals increase their lead now. But just during that break, we saw the unfortunate there for West Adelaide that Greg Mellor has limped off the ground and has given Simon Howe his first opportunity to come on the ground. But I think that was when he did that Shepherd. Ball back in the centre, DB. Big bounce up there. Watkins tried to get possession of the ball, but it came down to no one in particular, and stacks on the mill again, and the umpire will take possession. And as we see on the Sip and Save scoreboard, Central's leading 4-5-29 to West Adelaide at 2-2-14, and really with the time ticking away in this quarter, they really do need to get another on the big Westies. Ball up. Watkins looking for the ball. Taps it down, looking for Woosnam. Woosnam takes possession of the ball, gets pushed in the back. And no, off the ball, and it's gone to Jarvis. Jarvis will take the free kick through the centre. Looking for some movement up forward. Symes gives him a lead. Poor kick though, back through the middle. Beats all players concerned. McGowan for Central District's long handball. Found home all on his own, but Siren goes here at quarter time at Elizabeth. We see Central's in rather commanding position. 4-5 at 29. West Adelaide 2-2-14. We'll go back to the studios for some scores and return here for an update after quarter time.
What's that noise? Is it your tummy rumbling? Watering chocolate indulgence, strawberry pavlova roll, baked berry cheesecake.
15 points. This of round 18 of the 1997 SANFL Living Health season, and the umpire has the footy in his hot little hands, and he's about to thump it into the turf to start the second quarter. See what both sides can come up with in this particular quarter as he's about to thump it into the turf with Big Ben Watkins and also Damien Arnold for the Doggies. Down goes the bounce, favours Arnold. He taps it up there, it's picked up beautifully however by Jarvis. They've got him though, and we're going to have another bounce down in the centre of the Elizabeth Oval. 4-5-29 the Doggies on the Sip and Save scoreboard, leading West Adelaide 2-2-14, and the second quarter has just commenced as the umpire thumps it into the turf once again. Watkins and Arnold, big Watkins over the top, got the thump, came down to Swatalia. The ball comes out to Saywell. He drops it though as the ball is underneath the pack of the players. Brebner goes in there trying to get out a handball, does so up towards the half-forward flank now. Jarvis is leading in the race for the ball. He's trying to pick it up now. He comes back with a handball, gives it over to Woosnam. Woosnam around the body. The ball bounces a couple of times into the attacking 50. So back there though, Central District players as Hicks with a clever handball brings it out here. He's got Girdham loose. Girdham's kick is beautifully smothered, however. The ball back towards Girdham. Players going in with reckless abandon at the moment. It comes out a hurried kick by Jones for Central District up towards centre wing. Steinberner leading in for the race of the ball. He's met heavily. Players going in left and right as through goes home. It emerges with Swatalia. He gives it out here looking for Steinberner. He can't pick up the footy. Now he's got it. He'll throw it on the right boot. In fact, he brings it towards the boundary line and it's gone out of bounds in the full. The ball just carried too far, and the recipient of the free kick on the centre wing will be Dean Woosnam for the Blood. So he'll thump them back now. He's going to go straight across to centre looking for Big Ben Watkins, and McClock's got it. He handballs inboard, gives it to Ravisi. Ravisi with a kick now, a drop punt inside the 50. Big pack of players. The ball thumped away. Off hands now. Chance here if it can be picked up. Players are going in at the moment. Very, very hard. A chance for Walsh for West Adelaide. He's met heavily though as the ball comes out, taken there by Daniel. Daniel gets a hurried handball. Come to McClucky though. Chance for Edwards if he can pick it up. He overruns the footy. Come to McGowan. McGowan back out to Cotter, and Cotter will ease the pressure in, but he put it straight down the throat of Walsh for West Adelaide, and that was an absolute Barry Crocker by Cotter, and Walsh now will have a pot shot at goal, but he's just outside 50. Steve Jacquia.
Shocker by Cotter, hey? Unbelievable. Walsh drives the ball into the full forward line. Could go through for goal. It's a lovely kick. It's travelled about 50 metres, but untouched on the line, and West Adelaide have their first score for the second term, which is only a point off the boot of Peter Walsh. And very good player, Peter Walsh. Hasn't found a lot of the ball thus far, but can play, the boy. Which sees the Sip and Save scoreboard. West Adelaide 2-3-15, trailing Centrals 4-5-29. And some good play there and good build-up. And West Adelaide really do need to kick these goals every opportunity they get. But it looks like it could be a blood rule here, DB. Yep, two players coming off, one for Centrals and one for West Adelaide as Scotty Lee holds the ball in the goal square. And so looks like the big fella's getting his first taste of league footy now with Tim Mazarowski getting his first taste with will go down in the play, and lovely to get a kick early, the fella.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mellor's just come back onto the ground, but he's not moving all that well, I might tell you.
Well, who came off for him? Simon Howe came off maybe with a blood side. We're not going to give one more last-ditched effort to get Greg Muller in the game. As Scotty Lee brings the ball back in, kicks straight down 50 metres from West Adelaide goal, and he's found Swalotto. Swatalia, that's the name. Try and get that out. Try and say that when you've... Can't say it. He's found Herrera on the half-back flank. Kicks across.
I thought you did.
Kicks across, kicking and looking for his teammates. Unfortunately, the ball's gone into a pack, brought back into the centre, and Stacks on the mill, and the West Adelaide players have jumped on the ground. And how do you say that, DB?
Well, I thought it was Mazarowski and Swatalia. That's
Swatalia. Switala, there you go.
There you go.
We've got the Centrals officials around giving us a hand as the ball up. Watkins gets the ball on the boot, slams it down the forward lines. Centrals in attack. They've got it with Cotter. Cotter takes possession of the ball, handball out, looking for his big fella. First touch, no, goes to Daniels instead. Been a good shepherd there by his teammate. Kicks the ball out to the boundary and really did go for the safety of the boundary. They had no other choice, but the team was under pressure and he's sort of gone to the boundary line. Out in front of the scoreboard as we see 4-5 Centrals leading West Adelaide 2-3, DB.
Yes, and there's the boundary throwing on that attacking 50 as the ball comes over the back. Here's a chance for Brown. Brown with the left foot in towards goal for West Adelaide. Thumped off hand, but the umpire's found a free kick, and it's going to go the way of Big Geister against Ed Richardson there for illegal use of the hands, I would say. The kick from Geister's not the best you've ever seen in your life. It bounces. It puts Hicks under enormous pressure. Richardson gets rid of him like a bowling alley, and he went to ground. The ball forced towards the boundary line and out of bounds. And what an absolute Barry Crocker of a kick that was from Geister coming out of defence as Richardson and also looks like Cotter having a few words down there in that back pocket or left full forward pocket for the Bloods. There's Australian at the back. Oh, lovely tap out by Mazurowski. He kicks the ball around the body. Here's a chance for McGowan. The bounce favours him now as he brings the ball towards centre wing. He's looking there for Jones. Jones leads in the race for the ball, but the yoke goes without the footy. It's picked up there for West Adelaide, but Woosnam got rid of the player there in home, but he bounced up like a rubber ball. It came out to Fogden. Fogden's kick into the centre. Here's 2-on-1. Beautiful play by Mello to tap it back to Ravisi. Ravisi's going to get caught. No, got the handball to Brown. Brown in turn to Brevner. Brevner goes to go over. No, he handballs in front of Miller. A clever handball. Miller's got the race of the ball, run of the ball. If he can pick it up, he can't do so. Out comes the big bloke for West Adelaide in Symes. Around the body he goes with a right foot snap. The ball bounces inside and then out it goes for a boundary throw in that right full forward pocket. So West Adelaide going very indirectly at the moment to their goals, and but they are attacking. That's the main thing. They are 2-3 on the Sip and Save scoreboard. 15. The Bloods are the Doggies are 4-5-29. The throw in comes out the back through the legs of a Central District player, and we're going to have a bounce down inside the attacking 50 for West Adelaide.
Yes, and West Adelaide really do need a goal here. That sort of has been stalemate since quarter time, and really they have had some play and they've had some opportunities. They really do need a goal. But as the ball is bounced up by the umpire, grabbed by Symes, who was perhaps going to try and take the ball out of there and kick it quickly and kick a goal, but unfortunately had the Central's players jumping in on him, and the ball bounced once again, and Symes has sort of posed a few problems up forward. I like Symes. He's a big fellow and he can take a big grab and can take and kick a long ball. Okay, ball back with the umpire. We bounced down about 25 metres out from the West Adelaide goals. Good punch away by Hicks, down McGowan out towards the boundary line, outside the 50 of West Adelaide. No one can really take possession of the ball. The ball going out near the boundary line. Mellow's taken and takes the ball out of bounds about, I'd say about 70, 80 odd metres from goal. So Central's taken and moved it away from their defensive area and on the outer side as we see the Sip and Save scoreboard. 4-5 Central's leading West 2-3. Boundary throw in again, taken by West Adelaide. Come around Jarvis. He's had quite a few possessions for the game. Bring it in. Looking for Symes again. Come over the top was Geister. Geister couldn't take possession of the ball. West Adelaide can in. Is that
Brevner?
Yep. Around his body. But unfortunately, no one there for West Adelaide, and Central's have taken and cleared the ball. It's Steinbrenner's taken one bounce out on the half-back. A lovely shepherd there by Jones. Takes out his West Adelaide opponent. Looking for Holm on the half-forward flank. Across the centre line, and a lovely punch away by West Adelaide. John Parker, who's played quite well on Holm. And DB, to see the way he came through there, Jones, and took out his opponent. A lovely shepherd.
Certainly was, and big Richardson went down like a sack of spud, but he bounced up just as quick as the boundary umpire throws a footy in. Watkins with a one-handed tap. The Saywell tried to pick it up. He couldn't do so. Players are going in hard at the moment as it comes out to Woosnam. Woosnam, what will he do? He get the handball to Brown. Brown at centre half back for West Adelaide now. Goes across to centre wing. He's looking there for Jarvis. Jarvis is leading in the race for the ball from Swatala, but he can't. Now he's got to come back onto his left boot, and they goes to handball. In fact, he's handball back behind him, and luckily Brown is there for West Adelaide. What's he going to do? Feinted the handball. Then he comes back onto his left boot and goes banging towards the centre, looking for Walsh. Over the top was McGowan. Off hands to Saywell. Saywell's handball is good to Jones. Jones goes back to Holm. They're fiddling around both sides at the moment. Holm up towards the centre wing position, but Big Ben Watkins has got it. He handballs to Fogden. Fogden will go in short, and the mark taken there by Woosnam. Woosnam was off. He's going to go for holding the ball. The umpire calls play on. Comes to Girdham. Girdham now. This has allowed the Doggies in. The kick from Girdham is a shocker. Up towards 50. He was looking for Big Conway over around the ball. Tap now for Jones for West Adelaide. Hits hurried handball looking for Fogden. Not a very good handball. Jones backs up though. Comes through. Strong play by Jones. Gets the right foot. He's looking for McClucky. It's a high kick. McClucky under it. Should mark it and does so between centre half back and centre wing. He goes across the ground over the top of the pack. Twatala was there. It comes loose. A chance for Saywell for the Doggies. He picks it up. Handballs to McGowan. McGowan Brown will do something with the footy. Surely he does so. He puts it straight down the throat of Big Lewis, and Lewis has got the mark about 60 metres out from goal. Handball's over the top, back to Swatala. Swatala drops the footy. Fogden's got it. I don't think I've seen so many mistakes being made at the moment as the kick goes in towards centre wing, and out there Brebner's got it for West Adelaide. Brebner goes short. He's got the lead there from Tyson Edwards. Edwards picks it up, has a bounce. He's right out there on that half-forward flank, kicks it up towards the pocket, but it's gone out of bounds on the John Bull, and the kick to be taken back there for West Adelaide, rather by Central District by Hicks, who gives it over to Saywell. Saywell gives it back up towards centre half-back. Mazarowski's there for the Doggies. He brings it out to half-back. Leading in the race for the ball there is taken by Cotter. He's been hung onto, and the umpire said he threw the footy, and the kick to be taken for West Adelaide here by Luke Nathan.
Yeah, Luke Nathan about 50 metres out. Going back, big drop punt, no one in the goal square. It's gone for goals, unfortunately won't make the distance. West Adelaide players up, Central's punch away, and the ball goes over the back of the pack and out of bounds, about 4 metres away from the West Adelaide goals. And really, Debo, I didn't really see that free kick there. I thought it could have been perhaps play on.
Well, either that or holding the man. I don't think it was throwing the footy, but that's what he paid it for anyway.
Yeah, okay, ball brought back in. Central's player, and Scotty Leeds taking possession of the ball and finds, and short kick pass to Holm. Holm handballs on quickly to Jones. Oh, Jones kicks Mazarowski, kicks the ball down at the centre wing. Jones in again. Good bump there by Watkins. Picked up by Fogden for West Adelaide. Kicks them into attack. Looking for West Adelaide teammate. Unfortunately, no one there. West Adelaide perch of the ball. Walsh came through. West Adelaide trying to get the ball out. Central's jumping in, kicking it out. The ball has come out. Hamilton. Umpire's found a free kick and a throw again. This time gone the opposite way. So that might be the inner upper. And Centrals will take possession about 40 metres out. Scotty Lee it is. Kicks over, looking for and finding Daniels. Daniels will relieve West Adelaide out to the outer wing, and really Centrals have created the loose man here. With Swatalia. He's got the ball, he's had a bounce. Going forward now, looking for Lewis. Lewis used his body beautifully against Fogden. Fogden thrown him to the ground.
25.
Well, he took the mark and he's flung him to the ground, not necessary. So Lewis has played on and found a teammate who's only 20 metres out on
Swatala.
It is Swatala again, who's ran down after taking possession across the centre wing, and really poor play by West Adelaide. And Brown, his immediate opponent, was held too far away from the play there, and Swatala really does kick a nice ball and is only 25 metres out on about a 45-degree angle. They can kick the first goal here for Centrals in the second quarter. Goes back. Very, very nonchalant little delivery, and with the crowd marking behind the goals, we see he's kicking his first goal. West Adelaide's Central's fifth, and they lead 5 goals, 35. West Adelaide 2-3-15. We'll go back to studio for some scores.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Norwood 7-1-43, leading Glenelg 1-2-8. North 5-3-33, leading the Eagles 2-4-16. And Sturt 6-5-41, leading South 1-2-8. Back to Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you, Peter. The umpire with the footy once again. First goal of the quarter, and it's taken up until the 11-minute mark of this second quarter. Down goes the bounce, taken out of the air by Dew. Dew kicks a high ball up towards the edge of the 50. West Adelaide player will get the free kick because Girdham attacked the body instead of the footy on that occasion, and the recipient will be Bannock for West Adelaide. Bannock will bring the ball. Well, there's no advantage in that. He kicked it out to almost the back pocket, taken there by Woosnam. Woosnam's high kick looking for Ravisi. The ball bounces awkwardly. Ravisi's good enough to gather in the bounce, comes back to Woosnam. He'll throw it on the left boot, but it's a high kick. Players set themselves up high was Walsh offhand, hit to Girdham on the head actually, then goes to ground, and we'll have a throw in centre wing on the grandstand side. So first blood, as we said, as Walsh comes off the ground and being replaced for West Adelaide there by Simon Howell, with both thighs very heavily strapped with the elastic strapping as the ball comes in towards the throw-in rather is taken there by Mazarowski. He kicked the handballs the ball actually, comes there taken for West Adelaide by Ravisi. He goes to ground, players coming over the top, and they said Ravisi was pushed in the back, and that'll be a 25-metre, will it? No, it won't be. So
very lenient today with those, DB.
Yes, certainly, and normally you've only got to blow at a player and they'll get a 25-metre penalty, but not today, as the ball is kicked along centre wing. Up in front, Daniel Holm should be paid the mark, is paid the mark, and he will drive the Dogs back into attack on centre wing on the grandstand side of the Elizabeth Oval. The Doggies leading 5-5-35. West Adelaide at 2-3-15 on the Sip and Save scoreboard. Holm kicks the ball high at just outside 50. Fogden was up. Offhand come to Saywell, taken by Luke Nathan. Gives it over to Ravisi. Ravisi's hurried kick in the centre. It's all West Adelaide. Taken there by Edwards. There goes Tyson Edwards. There's long kick inside the 50. Harada going back the same way as the footy. Up high, thumped away by Richardson. Here's a chance for Symes if he can pick it up. A beautiful handball to Luke Nathan. Nathan's going to get caught now. Clever little kick around the body. Brebner's got the opportunity. There's two players there. Tyson Edwards also handballs it back. But, beautiful interception by Hicks. And the doggies are out of trouble up towards Cotter. Cotter, can he take the ball? Then a handball out wide. He's looking out there for Chambers. Chambers has got it. Handballs back inboard. A chance now for Cotter. Cotter bursts through the pack. He's going to lose the footy. West Adelaide have the opportunity once again. Down goes Luke there. The ball is handballed out wide. Here's a chance for the doggies, taken by Swatala. Swatala gives it over to McGowan. McGowan in towards the centre-half forward position. Offhand tucked away by Fogden for West Adelaide. Jones goes in, kicks the ball off the ground. Chance now for the big bloke. He gives the handball to Conway. Conway gives it over to Jones. Jones, can he pick it up? He will. And he puts it through for another goal. Another goal to the doggies, but by gee, did they do it the hard way. Did they ever? 6 goals, 5-41 on the Sip and Save scoreboard. West Adelaide at 2 goals, 3-15. We've played 15 minutes on the West End time clock in this the second quarter. Steve Gackwio.
Yeah, we'll go back to the studio and get some scores, DB.
Thanks, Steve. Geelong 14-4-88, leading Port Adelaide 4-4-28. Sydney 14-11-95, leading Melbourne 4-6-30. And the Western Bulldogs 8-7-55, leading Richmond 8-5-53. Back to Elizabeth.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. As DB said, they did it the hard way, Centrals, but they got their goal and they do lead 6-5-41 to West Adelaide 2-3-15. And West Adelaide have had some opportunities and just haven't been able to convert in this quarter. And Centrals now have kicked the 2 goals in the quarter and really do need to continue on here and don't let West Adelaide back into the game. Okay, ball back with the central umpire. Bounces down. We've got Watkins up against Arnold. He's changed his jumper to number 21 after the blood rule. Saywell takes possession. Handballs it over to Swatalia. It comes through the centres, looking for his big fella in Conway out on the lead. Good play by Bannick from West Adelaide to intercept. He takes possession of the ball, looking out wide for his teammate in Jarvis. Jarvis taking a nice chest mark just inside the boundary. Plays on. Tries to bring the ball up around the centre. Great tackle by his Central's opponent. And really the ball came loose and I thought he dropped the ball, but umpire said play on it. The boundary line was the actual winner in the end, and a bit lucky there for Paul Jarvis. Tried to run around his man, but good play by Centrals. It might have been Holm.
Was.
Yep. Ball thrown in. Fodkin come over the top, tried to bring the ball back to his teammate. Unfortunately, Gurdon was intercepted. Kicking in looking for Jones. Jones got front position, about 45 metres out. Jude tried to take possession of the ball. Steinbrenner is in. Hard body work there from West Adelaide. Ball throw there by Joe over the top. It comes to West Adelaide. Bannick. Bannick handballs out to Brown. Brown to relieve for West Adelaide. Across the wing. Gets hit after the possession of the ball. He got rid of the ball, looking for Edwards short, and he got the old punch tackle too late, and umpire awarded down the field. Edwards kicking short and finding McClucky. McClucky plays on. Just blazes into the forward 50 for West Adelaide. Not really good movement there, but could come to McGowan. McGowan first to the ball for Centrals. Picks up, had many possessions. As per usual, uses the ball. Cotter got a bad bounce. Should have taken possession though. McClucky quick toe poke off the ground. Daniel gets the ball. Good handball. Scotty Lee relief for Central Districts. And a lovely pass. Found Lewis on the half-forward flank in front of Fogden. He'll kick long in looking for Conway. Conway on the lead. Jones to West Adelaide. Good front position. Good body work there by Conway. The ball went over the back. Bannick relieves to West Adelaide. Running back towards the goals. Running away from the play. Kicked out wide, looking for Jarvis, is in front of the Swatalia. Good play there by Jarvis, takes possession, holds back, runs around, got no support, and out comes support with Bannick. Bannick picked up a few possessions in the last 3 or 4 minutes, gets it with a big talk, about 55, 60 metres, but straight to Saywell on the centre wing, and really just blazed away and really didn't give his teammates any chance there, as we see McGowan kick short in front, looking for Scotty Lee. Scotty Lee through the centre, short pass to Conway, lovely kick. Lovely kick there by Scotty Lee through the centre. Conway about 35 metres, 40 metres out, a lovely lead, and in front of Jones again, and really Conway can sort of hasn't kicked the goal yet, DB, he has kicked a couple of points, has had a couple of opportunities, and good play there by Centrals.
Yes, and it's been a pretty good contest. Jones has done a fair job on him back there for West Adelaide, but this should be a sausage roll. He's only about 40 metres out. He goes back. The goal umpire watches it sail over his head. So slowly but surely here at the Elizabeth Oval, The Bulldogs are getting on top of the Bloods, and we've played 18 minutes into the second quarter on the West End time clock, and the Bulldogs have moved along to 7 goals, 5:47. West Adelaide at 2 goals, 3:15.
Just can't find enough winners around the ground when they do get possession of the ball. They just don't use it with any system going into the forward line at all. I think you've called it a few times that they're going all over the place. They've got no system, backwards and forwards, across the ground, and no system at all, do they?
Dean Woosnam coming off with the blood rule, and been a few of them this afternoon as young Walsh prepares to come on for the Blood. And we've got Craig Potter about to come on for the Doggies, and coming off it, who is this player coming out here? Is it Daniels or Chambers? One of the two.
Chambers, I think you're fine.
It is Chambers who comes off the ground, and he's replaced by Craig Potter. So the umpire back with the footy now that Blood infringement has been rectified. And we're going to have the bounce down in the centre now. Fogden is actually going up into the forward line.
Yep,
he started off
forward
in defence. And they've put Symes, the centre half, back on the dangerous lures, who's giving them a focal point in that position. Down goes the bounce. This bounce is going to favour Watkins. He takes it out of the air, but grabbed by McGowan. The ball comes to ground. Picked up there by Daniel. He got the kick up towards the centre wing. Chance here now for leading in the race for the ball. Beautifully picked up by Jude. Jude's handball to Steinburner. Steinburner to Gurdon. Gurdon over the top to Potter. Potter now for the Doggies. Goes into the lead of Conway. Conway in front with the ball. Oh, he's going to get a free kick. No, the umpire says play on. Here's a chance for Lewis. He leads in the race for the ball. Gets the handball. Ravisi's there. Taps it through for the minor score. And gee whiz, I thought Big Conway should have got a free kick there, Steve Jack, were you?
Yeah, well, he was in front. He's sort of a bit gangly with his arms and legs going everywhere, but umpire probably in the best position and, well, went in favour of the West Adelaide defender there, Jones. But, yeah, it was a dicey one there, DB.
We might just quickly duck back to the studio for some scores.
Thanks, Dennis. It's Norwood 9-3-57, leading Glenelg 3-2-20. We've got North Adelaide 6-3-39, leading the Eagles 3-5-23. And Sturt 7-6-48, leading South 2-2-14. Back to Elizabeth.
Ravisi brings the ball back into play for West Adelaide to the grandstand side. He's looking for Big Watkins, but he's surrounded by Central District jumpers. Off hands to Bannock. Bannock's little left footer to Brown. He travels about 8 metres. The umpire calls play, and over the top it came for West Adelaide there to Parker. Parker got the handball out to Luke Nathan. Nathan's had a bounce in on the left boot. He's going in towards half forward, but it's a poor kick. And Geister takes the mark. This is where Westies are falling down. They can't get past this half back line of the Doggy. Taken there by Hicks. He loses possession. The handball towards Cotter, but Cotter takes the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in on the left half forward flank for the Bloods. 21 minutes in, so we're into time on in this second quarter on the West End time clock, and the Doggies are doing it comfortably. 7-6-48 to the Bloods, 2-3-15. The boundary umpire throws the ball back into play. Up they go. The ball that comes to ground. Players are trying to go in to pick up the footy. They can't do so, and Stacks on the mill. We're going to have another bounce down inside the attacking 50 for the Blood. Now the umpire's blown his whistle twice. He's found a free kick at the bottom of the pack, and it's going to go the way of Central District. Unbelievable.
Where are they find names?
I don't know. They've probably got a little book in their back pocket. They pull it out occasionally. The book as well, as the ball is taken out there by Steinburner. Steinburner now, or it's Hicks it is, sorry, and Hicks kick out towards centre wing has found that young man Swatala. Swatala now comes into the lead of Gurdon. Gurdon on the attacking, just outside the attacking 50, gets a handball over to Hicks. He followed up beautifully, Hicks, and kicks the ball in towards the centre. In front there, Lewis. I tell you what, he's proving a thorn in the Westie side today, Lewis. Got a lovely handball out here to Big Arnold. Arnold at centre wing goes in short, and he's found Daniel. Daniel now for the Doggy goes in towards the 50. Big pack of players off hand. No one can take the footy. Conway tries to tap it further afield. He comes out here to Jones for West Adelaide. He kicks a high ball, but it's all the Doggies back there, and dropping back to take the mark is Lewis. Lewis with a handball to Saywell. Saywell's little drop punt here looking for Jones. Jones gathers on the half volley, turns onto the right boot and drives it up towards the attacking 50. Oh, up high was Brown. The ball comes to ground. Leading in the race for the ball is Woosnam for West Adelaide, and forces it out over the boundary line for a throw-in. So the ball's advanced from 150 to the other end of the ground, and this time it's the Doggies' 50 attacking area.
Yep, good call, DB, as the ball gets thrown in there on the 50-metre mark for Central Districts. Need another goal just before half-time. It comes to West Adelaide. Brown, who's had lots of possessions there on the half-back flank. Poor kick there, though. They'll find Daniel for West Central Districts. He'll drive them deep into attack, looking for Conway, who's got a good lead, comes from over the top, and he's actually let Cotter come in. Oh, no, Potter rather. Potter or Cotter, one of those Cotters. And it's coming out to Centrals again, well done by Holm, looking for Conway, handball over his head, and it's gone out of bounds, only about, say, 10 metres around from Centrals' goals, and really an opportunity there for Centrals. They had a number of opportunities there. They sort of could have taken the mark, could have got the handball out, but unfortunately errors there, and the ball has found its way out of bounds. So the ball being thrown in. Central's chance to get another goal here. Come down to Woosnam. Woosnam has had a few possessions on his half-back flank. He's gone for the safety of the boundary line, and he's actually found that Central's Jones tried to keep it in, Matty Jones, but unfortunately boundary line was too close, and it's gone out of bounds. Central 7-6-48 lead West Adelaide at 2-3-15, and unfortunately West Adelaide goalless here in the second quarter. Ball they're thrown in again. Watkins, another tap down to Brown. Brown trying to take possession of the ball. Being tackled by Central's opponents. Hung on to them. The umpire should have given him a free kick. Not there. Picked up by Arnold. Arnold had a pop shot from 50 out. Slewed off the side of his boot and had gone out of bounds on the full. And the comedy of errors here in the last 3 or 4 minutes. And really, whether or not the players are playing out for half-time, I don't know. But West Adelaide really do need to get a goal or two here in those last 9 minutes. And Centrals could really capitalise with another major. Jones will bring the ball back into play out past the 50. Watkins in front, punched away by Arnold. Ball comes down to Holm. Holm takes possession of the ball, tackled by his West Adelaide opponent. Comes to Matthew Jones, who's run over, absolutely pulverised. Pulverised, the free kick's gone the other way. Unbelievable. Talk about missed the first one and give the second. Right, DB, what do you do? What are you going to do, DB? You're umpire.
Well, fair dinkum. That was just not on. Colin Ralston, he's made a couple of bad blues, and I'll tell you what, you've got to get control of a game. It doesn't matter how one-sided it is. You must cut control, and at the moment the umpires haven't got control as Edwards kicks the ball into the lead there of Jones. Jones takes the mark, bursts through the centre, goes with a drop punt up towards one of the longest leads ever seen in the history of football to Ed Richardson. It bounces about 10 times, comes to Brebner. Brebner goes over the top back to Richardson, who taps it onto McCluckie, a clever tap. McCluckie on the left boot, he tries to hook it back, but that's a shocking attempt, and it goes out of bounds on the John Ball for a throw-in. Well, not a throw-in, of course. If it's out on the full, it's going to be brought in by the Doggies, and that player will be Scotty Lee.
Followed up the crowd a little bit because...
that was just not on. Like the Central District player should have got a free kick. He was met very high at the bottom of the pack, and then the umpires rushed in and given it to the Bloods. Unbelievable. Anyway,
amazing.
Scotty Lee now kicks it to the grandstand side. In front, Watkins. He was met heavily from behind, taken by Hicks. The handball over the top to Cotter. Cotter now gives it to Steinburner. Steinburner advances to centre wing, gets the kick away just in time. Up here looking for Holm. Holm was hung on to, and...
well, the crowd says it all, DB.
Well, there you go. Holm was definitely hung on to, but gee whiz, there was a West Adelaide player hung on to for an hour and a half earlier, and the umpire said play on. So Holm now will drive the ball into the attacking 50 for the Doggies, over the back of the pack. Bannock judges the ball better than any other player and takes the mark and will leave the pleasure. Bannock always looks to feed off, and always behind him, and this time Brown's going past. He gives the handball out to Brebner. Brebner will bring it inboard looking for Fogden. Fogden went up before acceptance. Daniel's got an opportunity. Dew goes in, does it well to Stewie Dew, brings it on the left boot, up towards the lead here of Jones, and Jones is marked inside 50 for the Doggies, comes across the ground, and Girdham has created the space, and Girdham will kick from about 48 metres at goal.
We're lucky to make the distance from here. He's not a long kick, and I think he's trying to get the ball in quickly or to look off short, but...
We'll wait and see. Here he comes now, a kick from about 49. In fact, he goes in short, looking for Lewis. Lewis up in front, and good mark. And well, Steve Jackley, you could see that from out here, that what he was trying to do, and the only ones that couldn't see it were the West Adelaide defenders.
Well, you've got to get back there and block their leads, and West Adelaide players are all around the area, and really just, that's just undisciplined play, and I'm sure Michael Taylor will not be happy with that. That's just Lewis is only a half-hearted lead, got in front and took a lovely mark in front of Jones, and really only sort of 15 metres out on a 45-degree angle really should kick the goal as he comes in. Drop punt, very deliberate. That's his second for the game. Nice kick there. They go to 8-6-54, lead West Adelaide 2-3 as we go back to the studio for some scores.
It's Geelong 15-7-97, leading Port 5-5-35. The Western Bulldogs 9-8-62, Richmond 9-7-61, and Sydney 16-11-107. Melbourne 5-7-37. Back to Elizabeth.
Yes, and back here at the Elizabeth Oval. So that's an important goal for the Doggies. It was really West Adelaide that needed to get that sausage roll. 28 minutes into this second quarter. Couple of players pushing each other at the centre. Down goes to bounds Arnold and Watkins. Watkins a tap, but it's all the Doggies. A chance here now as it's picked up by Holm. Holm has been a pretty good player for the Dogs. Drives it towards centre wing on the grandstand side. Players leading in the race for the ball. Oh, the player over the ball with the footy. And the siren goes to end the first half of footy. and the umpire was going to rush in and pay the free kick, but fortunately the siren has gone to end the first half here, and it's been all the Dogs, particularly in the second quarter. On the Sip and Save scoreboard, they lead 8 goals 6-54. West Adelaide at 2 goals 3-15. This game being brought to you by Cowley's Bakery and West End, of course, as well. And after this message from the studio, we'll be back to summarise the first half.
Are regarded as the leaders in professional bereavement care.
Has the footy in the centre of the ground. He's about to thump it into the turf and get this game underway. And Big Ben Watkins once again leading the ruck for West Adelaide, and Damien Arnold for the Doggies. The ball about to be bounced in the centre of the Elizabeth Oval. There it goes to get this second half underway here today. Down goes the bounce to thump away towards centre wing. Players going in hard. Tyson Edward led in the race for the ball. It came out here towards the West Adelaide player. In fact, he's going to get a free kick, Edwards, hanging on. As the kick now is brought towards centre wing, looking for Ravisi. Oh, up high. Lovely mark there taken for the Bulldogs by Daniel Holm, and he's certainly been one of their better players this afternoon. So Holm will drive the Doggies into attack. Goes short looking for Jones. Jones has got it on the half volley. Turns around. Fires the ball up towards the 50-metre area. Taken by Lewis. He's been a great player today. Around the body goes Lewis, but it's into a nest of West Adelaide player. Nathan Brown hasn't been the Blood's worst player. He picks up the footy on the left boot. Goes short and looking there for his teammate in Nathan Luke. The ball, Luke Nathan, I should say. The ball spills loose. Here's an opportunity for the Doggies. The handball comes out via Girdham. A chance now for the Dogs. Now the ball is thumped in towards the full forward area. It's almost going to go through. No, just offline, and through for the minor scores to the Doggies. So they move along to 8 goals 6 on the Sip and Save scoreboard, and they lead West Adelaide, who of course are 2 goals 3. 8 goals 6-55, and of course we've just started this third quarter, and Steinburner was that player on the right boot. That's what tricked me, but he's obviously a two-sided player. The ball about to be kicked back into play by, looks like I think it's Jones for West Adelaide. Brings it out to this half-back flank. The ball is thumped away. An opportunity now for the Doggies. Picked up by Holm again. He goes in short up towards the pocket. The ball thumped away again. Off hands to Ravisi. Ravisi now for West Adelaide. He comes through the half-back line. Gets the kick here. Centre wing on the grandstand side. Up in front there. For West Adelaide we had Howe. The ball thumped away from him though. Forced towards the boundary line. He goes in again, Howe, but can't pick up the footy before it goes over the boundary line for a throw-in between centre wing and half-forward on the grandstand side. And that's the northern end to the end to which the Doggies are kicking. Wait for the boundary umpire to throw it in. There's the throw in once again. Players contest up high in front. Lewis at the back. Watkins taken by Watkins. He's grabbed by Saywell, and the ball was being held to him, said the umpire. And we're going to have a bounce down at centre wing. At the Elizabeth Oval, a magnificent afternoon for football here today. 8-7-55 the Doggies leading the Bloods 2-3-15. 2 minutes into this third quarter. The umpire about to thump it into the turf. Down it goes. Lewis and Watkins. Lewis front position. Watkins with a left-handed tap over the back. An opportunity now taken by Holm. Got a hurried handball about to be picked up by Girdham. He can't do so now. He's got it. The handball's out wide looking for Lewis. Lewis takes the footy, but he was grabbed by Ravisi. In there is Walsh. Walsh with a nice little handball. Gives it out to Brevner. The Bloods are away. It's Brevner's handball to Luke Nathan. He got caught. The ball goes in underneath Hamilton. Comes back to Brevner. He throws the ball away one-handed. Comes back to Hamilton. His high kick into the centre of the ground. In front was Howe. The ball thumped away. Taken by Herrera for the Doggies. He goes back up towards the 50 off hands. Opportunity now for the Bloods. The Shepherd is well done as it allows Walsh, but he overruns the ball. Then comes back here to Ravisi. He throws it away. Taken by Jones for the Dogs. He comes back. Doesn't know what to do. The kick is finally smothered by Walsh. Now's a chance for West Adelaide as Walsh goes over the top with a handball. Opportunity now for Howe. He gives it further a ball to Carr. Carr for West Adelaide up towards full forward. And a magnificent mark there by, I think it was Dean Woosnam. That was an absolute rip snorter in front of Daniels. He was low to the ground and the ball just sort of stuck Steve Jackware, and now an opportunity for West Adelaide to open up the scoring in this third quarter.
Yeah, nice mark there by Woosnam. It's been a tough start to the second quarter, and as he comes in about 45-50 metres out, long kick, but it's been held up into the wind. West Adelaide plays in front. Ed Richardson, good punch away by the Central's defence. Comes out to Girdham across the half-back line. Handballs over the top to Herrera. Missed the ball though. Woosnam coming through, trying to take possession of the ball, but grabbed his Central District's player too high, which was Lee. Lee swings the ball out, tries to switch the play to Cotter. Cotter comes through the centre, looking for his teammate in Lewis, but chipping in for West Adelaide was Walsh, and Walsh really needs to get on with the game and get it down to his teammates, who was Symes made good position, couldn't take possession of the ball. Central's in hard, tap the ball out, comes to Edwards. Edwards not knowing what to do, back onto his left hand, gets it over to Ravisi. Ravisi, high ball. travelled about 40 metres, almost high in the air, looking for Woosnam. Woosnam couldn't take it. Daniel's there for Centrals, takes possession of the ball, dodges around nicely, gets a boot onto the ball. Boot on the ball onto the boot as well. Looking for Steinbrenner. Steinbrenner has played very well out in his wing out there, uses his body, uses his pace, and got away from his Central's opponent. Looking for Conway down in the forward pocket now, about 30 metres out. He overruns the ball. Green for West Adelaide. Takes possession of the ball with the gloves on for the second half. Kicks out looking for his teammate in Nathan, but the ball goes out of bounds. Beats Nathan across the boundary line, and it's out on the outer wing. So, Central's 8-7-55. West Adelaide still the 2 goals, 2-3-15. And really had a couple of opposite opportunities then. The boundary throw in. Comes in, West Adelaide take possession, go across to their half-forward line. A great couple of leaps there by 2 players. And umpires pulled 1 free kick out. Unbelievable. He's gone to Simon Howe for West Adelaide, playing in front there, and some players perhaps over the top of his shoulders. He kicks down looking for Woosnam. Daniel from behind, punches away, but gives the free kick away. Little dubious, but once again, you play in front, you get the free kicks. Woosnam, similar position out only moments ago, about 45 metres out, drives long, looking for the goal square, but unfortunately no teammates back there. And Hicks for Centrals relieves the pressure. Lovely kick, lovely mark. Taken out here on the wing, and a good duel here by McCluckey and Swatala. Swatala takes the nice mark in front, goes back, drives the ball down to the centre wing, looking for Lewis. Good contest there from West Adelaide. It was Jones. Jones tackles hard. It was Jones. Jones tackled Jones, and the Joneses, no one won there. The boundary line won.
No, you're right, and the umpire's about to put the ball back into play, so no major on the board in this third quarter as the umpire throws it back into play. Once again, Watkins and Lewis over the back, opportunity for Jones of the Dogs. He gets it only as far as Walsh, taken by McCluckey. His hurried kick up towards the centre of the ground, chance for Carr. Carr gets it to Edwards.
Bang.
Edwards with a handball to Luke Nathan. He's met very heavily by Geister. He really set his teammate up on that occasion. In goes Howe for West Adelaide, trying to pick up the footies at the bottom of the pack. And the umpire said the Central players were into the back of Howe, and he's going to get this free kick centre wing on the outer side of the ground. The Bloods need sausage rolls here this afternoon, which reminds me of this game being brought to you by Cowley's Bakery. Also Sip and Save and West End. There's the kick up inside 50. Big pack of players. Richardson up high, but in front it's a doggy mark. And it's Geister who held that front position. Good strong mark up against his immediate opponent. As the ball now comes out here from the boot of Geister to the attacking 50 half-back flank grandstand side. Swatala takes the mark, a handball to Hicks, put him under the hammer, but he's clever enough to get away from it. Comes to Daniel now for the Doggies. Away goes Daniel through the centre of the ground, up towards half forward. At the back, Bannock. He got the tap away, a chance there for Parker. Comes back to Bannock. Can he pick up the footy? Oh, does it very cleverly. Gets a handball to Edwards now. West Adelaide into the centre of the ground. Edwards is in trouble. Gets a handball to Ravisi, who backed up nicely from half back. There's his kick to centre wing on the outer side of the ground. Brebner at the back. Can he gain control? Also there, Cotter for West Adelaide. Comes back to Lee. Lee over the top to Steinbrenner. Steinbrenner will get away. He runs towards centre wing, then goes bang with the right foot. Up inside the 50 at the back. It's going to be marked though by Green. And Green at the back. Better judgment on that occasion. Gets the handball over to Brown for West Adelaide at half back. On the outer side of the ground, Brown goes up towards centre wing, and Luke Nathan has recovered from that hip and shoulder he received earlier from Geister to take the mark on the outer side of the ground. There goes Nathan now. The high kick held up into the breeze as the ball is going to be marked by, once again, the Doggies, and chipping in as Cotter, I think, to take the mark for the Dog. No, it's Jones.
Yep.
Jones for the Dogs, and he's going to punch the Doggies back into attack, centre wing on the outer side of the ground. We've played 8 minutes into this third quarter on the West End time clock and on the Sip and Save scoreboard. It's 8-7-55. The Doggies leading the Bloods 2-3-15. Away go the Doggies now. Craig Potter kicks the ball up inside the 50 at the back. Lewis thumps it away. Walsh hasn't been the Bloods' worst player. He emerges with the footy through half back. Bangs it back to centre wing on the outer side of the ground. Oh, good use of the body there by the big bloke.
Hicks.
In Hicks for Central District, and he's been paid the mark. Hicks now with the right foot goes back up towards half forward. The ball over the back taken by Howell. He's met heavily. Bott did it well. Rode the bump and bounced back onto his feet. Thumped the ball back up towards half forward. Oh, Brebner went in high. Will get a free kick for being hit too high, said the umpire. And even if he wasn't hit high, Steve Jack, he made sure the umpire saw it.
well, obviously it looks like he's got some blood around his eye, but I don't know. It's when you're out there, it's you've got to make sure the umpire sees it, otherwise you might as well not get the free kick. So He's played quite well too, Mark Brebner. He's put his body in and he's gone in hard. He's got the ball out on the centre wing. Looking down for Woosnam. He's used his body well to push out his opponent. The ball comes to ground. Scott Lee's back there helping for Central Districts. Woosnam, little toe poke off the ground. Could get possession of the ball. Does another little toe poke. Keeping the ball in front and comes to Walsh. No, it comes to Centrals. Centrals get a good handball out there and good defensive work there by Centrals. Comes to Scott Lee, who looks for Hereda, who might just settle the play down. Handball's back in the old 1-2. Centrals to relieve. Goes out by the outer wing there. Good play by West Adelaide in front there. But unfortunately, boundary line's a winner again. And it goes out of bounds. As we see the West End time clock ticking away. It's 10 minutes almost in the third quarter and still West Adelaide. Only the 2 solitary goals, and unfortunately for them, can't even buy a goal at the present minute. And not. Well, DB asked about Hamilton. Was it Hamilton? No, you asked about Brebner before, making sure the umpire saw the free kick, but he's now coming off by looks like with the blood rule. So obviously the guy did connect him there.
Yeah, it may have copped one on the bridge of the nose by the looks of it, and they're very painful if you've had one of those. And certainly a difference in contrast of height for the players, because Brooke Fogden coming on to replace Brebner, and he's about twice his height, so it'll certainly give West Adelaide a bit of height. Be interesting to see where Brebner goes, and it looks like he's going into the forward line. Probably go to a forward pocket, I would say.
Yeah, Fogden.
Who did I say?
You said Brebner.
Oh, Brebner.
Yeah. I know where Brebner's going.
Yeah, he's going off, but being replaced by Fogden, of course, and he'll go to the forward pocket. And actually he's going to centre-half forward now to be picked up by his opponent in Hereda. Now the boundary umpire throws the ball back into play, and once again we're off in motion, but once again underneath a pack of players, the big clock is there, Big Ben Watkins for West Adelaide, and the umpire once again coming in to bounce the footy down in the true centre wing position on the outer side of the ground. And as you heard Steve Jack, we've advanced past the 10-minute mark on the Sip and Save scoreboard. It's 8-7-55, leading West Adelaide 2-3-15. Down goes the bounce. The ball comes to Edwards. They've got him though. Once again, while Walsh goes in, he gets the handball out. It comes to Howe. Howe dodges around a couple of players, does it well, then drives a high kick. Don't tell me the wind's blowing that much. It almost went backwards. It held up that much as the ball's now taken by Woosnam. Woosnam up into the pocket. Chance here though, beautifully picked up by Geister. Geister onto the left boot towards centre wing, looking for Craig Potter. At the back, Ravisi for West Adelaide. Ravisi taps it towards the boundary line. Potter tries to keep it in play, and that's the difference between the two sides, Steve Jackwea. One side trying to tap the ball out of bounds, and the other side trying to keep it in play.
Well, Centrals do play with a lot more confidence than what West Adelaide have today, and really West Adelaide have just lacked it in all departments, especially the confidence situation. As a boundary throw-in comes in, Watkins again there. Jew got tackled without the ball. Should have got a free kick in my opinion. Ball gone to the pack, and unfortunately no one can get the ball out there, and that'll go back to the man in white, number 6, umpire 6. He'll be the winner on this occasion, Mike Humphreys. So he'll put the ball down about centre wing in front of the grandstand. West Adelaide needing a goal very, very urgently. Lewis over the top for Central has got the tap, but it comes to West Adelaide. Brown can't take possession of the ball. Tyson Edwards, who's gone into the centre. Yeah, no, it wasn't Tyson Edwards. It was John Parker. Looked very similar. Socks down. Kicked the ball out of bounds on the full. So probably the best man on the ground, in my opinion. Daniel Hong brings the ball back in. Found Jew. Just a short kick. Only just travelled the 10 metres. Jew, though, looking for Conway down across the 50. Lovely kick, and Conway's taking the mark. Probably just outside the 50 marks. Hard to see there in the shadows. There's a good big kicking from at least the 50 mark. Big long foot. Big left foot kick though, brings the ball into the square. Big Ben Watkins in front and takes a timely mark right on the last line of defence, and not the worst player either. He's done a little bit, Ben Watkins.
He's tried hard.
He's a big lump of a lad, sort of lumbers around, but can take a grab, and he's not scared to have a go. Brings the ball back out to whence it came. We've got Green in front for West Adelaide, punched away by Holm nicely. Brown leading for the ball, but as again runs out of bounds around from Central's goals, about 30 metres out. As we see the Sip and Save scoreboard hasn't really ticked along too much this third quarter. See it 8-7-55 Centrals leading West Adelaide 2-3-15. Ball brought back in, hurried kick by West Adelaide. Good mark by Bannock across the 50-metre line for West Adelaide Central Districts. Clears the ball, bring it out to the grandstand side wing, looking for his teammate in Ed Richardson. Good defensive play by Hicks, punches the ball out of bounds. And a little bit of stalemate at the present minute, DB. Try and get the ball going, mate.
West Adelaide haven't kicked a goal since the first quarter, so they're really struggling at the moment. And, of course, the Doggies in that second quarter booted 4. There's the boundary umpire throwing it back into play. The ball tapped on cleverly by Edward. Comes over to Parker. Parker onto the left boot now. Up further centre wing. Hamilton made front position. Did it well. Handball over to Carr now for West Adelaide. Carr goes in towards full forward. At the back should be marked by Big Symes. And the umpire called play on, has he? Well, anyway, Symes turns around and then kicks towards goal and has put it out on the John Bull. And fair dinkum, that was a shocking exhibition there by Big Timothy Symes. He's got so much ability, and he kicked it out with the fairies then.
Oh, mate, what would the coach Taylor be doing at the present minute? He'd be pulling his hair out. Symes has got everything. He's a great athlete, and he took a nice mark, even though it was touched off the boot, obviously. He played around, played on, and he really should have centred the ball there, and that's a poor effort.
OK, the ball kicked in now. Here's Geister with the footy at half-back for the Doggies. He goes to the outer side, half-back flank. Steinburner in front, offhand. Dance for Daniels. He goes to ground with the footy underneath him. The umpire will move in and adjudicate for a bounce once again. And really, that was a typical example of how West Adelaide have played this afternoon, Steve, that effort by Big Tim Symes. He was only about 30 metres out, and a kick would have put a goal on the board for sure, a straight kick off the boot, but he missed the behind post by about 10 feet. As the ball now has bounced down, here's an opportunity for Harada for the Doggies. Picks it up at half-back there, kicks the ball high. That'll bring rain out towards centre wing, and that's a good strong mark there. As I think is it Steinburner that's marked the ball out there. We're trying to pick that player up. I think it may be. And Steinburner now will go forward as he puts the ball in towards the centre there. Player says, Lewis was shoved in the back. The umpire says play on. No, he doesn't. He said that's a free kick, and Big Simon Lewis will be the recipient. Gets the handball over to Holm. Holm emerging as the Doggies' best player. Goes in looking for Big Conway. Conway at the back, thumped away by Green. Off hands to Walsh. Walsh now leads in the race for the ball. Gets good support from Bannock. Dodges back, does Walsh with the footy. Then handballs over the top to Brown. Brown's going to get caught. Could go for holding the ball. The umpire said no, we're going to have a boundary throw in as Brooke Fogden about to come off the ground once again. So obviously the coach not happy with Big Brooke. And coming back onto the ground is Brevner wearing number 60. There's that many players out there wearing different Guernseys this afternoon. It's just as well you know your players and don't go by numbers. You'd be in more strife than Mandrake as the ball is thrown back into play. Taken by Dew. Dew with a handball then gave it to his teammate in Girdham. Girdham just kicked without looking really, and the ball was marked by Jones for West Adelaide. He gives it over now to Green. Green to centre wing now. Here's Brevner just onto the ground, takes the mark at half back, gets a handball over his teammate there. That player is Parker, I think, up towards centre wing, and the mark taken there by Symes. As the ball now he'll go back and have it was McClucky actually that got that kick on, and now Symes goes back to McClucky, but the umpire said you've got to go over the mark or something because he's blown time on, and really the players don't know what's going on at all. Mainly because the umpires don't. Anyway, McClucky now will drive West Adelaide up towards the attacking 50. Up they fly, off hands to Richardson, comes to McClucky. McClucky has done exactly what Symes did and almost put it out on the full. Just bounced on the line, and we'll have a boundary thrown as Fogden's back on the ground and Watkins off this time. What is going on here at the moment?
I think Big Bad Ben Watkins was starting to puff a little bit there. He's sort of blowing heavy, so they put Fogden back onto the ruck as the ball comes out to Hamilton. No, couldn't get it. No, look, Hicks gets it for Central District. Spines Harada all on his own at centre half back. Will put the ball out on the far wing looking for Steinburner. Uses his pace to get away, but the ball's too far in front of him. Well played by West Adelaide Jones. Tapped the ball back in favour of his teammate, who kicks it down and found Stephen Carr all on his own on the half-forward line. Looking short for Woosnam. Made a good lead. And he's taken a great mark, low to the ground, about 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle on the far side. And boy, does West Adelaide near this goal. Woosnam, not their worst player. Dean Woosnam's played, started off on the half-back line. It's moved to the half-forward line now and sort of looks like their focal point up forward. This quarter comes in, probably kicked from about 35 metres out. Drops the ball awkwardly, pushed it out to the right, won't make the distance. Punched in by Central District. Picked up by Howe, can't take possession of the ball. Edwardson trying to fumble it around, runs straight into the Central players. Good play, picks it up, has an air shot. Picked up by Centrals, they try and tap it out. Good play there, they're moving it away from the goals. That's about the 45-metre mark. Central's in, West Adelaide in, they're all in the pack here. Comes out to that man again, he's played extremely well, Daniel Holm. He's played well, he's a cool customer, gets it over to his teammate, kicking down now to the wing. Gets Central's out of the danger zone. Over the back, Bannock leading for the ball. Lewis, hot on his hammer. Taps the ball out in advantage for Ravisi. Ravisi can't pick the ball up. Good tackle by Lewis. Crowd screams over the ball. Unfortunately, legging though, goes to Bannock. Umpire's called play on. Kicks it down and an absolute shocker. Just put the ball on the boot. Didn't have any idea. He's kicked it straight on Herrera's chest. Unbelievable. He's kicked out and found Jones for Centrals. Jones handballed over to that man again, Steinberner. Would have leather poison at the present minute. Handballs over to McGowan. McGowan through the centre. Once again, another blind kick. This time straight to Fogden, and it's a bit of a tennis match at the moment. It's 15 all.
It certainly is, Steve, as Fogden goes out to half-back. He's got Brown out there, Nathan Brown, and he touches the ball on the ground and then goes in short, looking for his teammate there in Nathan. Nathan takes the mark. He goes back into the centre, and Brebner's chipped in to take the mark for West Adelaide. So certainly there's been some blues made here this afternoon by both sides as the ball kicked into the centre. Walsh up over the top, almost took the mark, comes to ground. The ball bounces awkwardly. Chance, though, for Herrera for West Adelaide, for the Doggies, rather, goes inside the 50. Oh, the Central District player pushed in the hammer and tacked, and he's got to get the free kick, and that's Big Conway. And Big Conway now will have a shot from about 45 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, Green there, the poor West Adelaide player there. I think he must have stumbled or something.
I think
sort
he
of pushed
did,
in front of him,
Steve, and 19-minute mark on the, actually ticks over now. We're into time on. No goal has been scored by either side in this particular quarter, just to give you an indication of what sort of a game it's been.
1 point.
One point has been kicked, and Big Conway from about 45. The left footer goes back, and it looked pretty good. It's gone straight through the high diddle-diddle over the goal umpire's head for a sausage roll. That's his second, as the Doggies move along to 9 goals 7 on the tip and save scoreboard. They lead West Adelaide 2 goals 3. Back to the studio for a message.
Yes, it's Sturt 10-11-71, leading South 3-6-24. Norwood 13-8-86, leading Glenorg 4-2-26. North Adelaide 10-9-69, leading the Eagles 5-6-36. And in the VFL, it's Richmond by 3 goals, Geelong by 12 and Sydney by 100 points. Back to Little Elizabeth Oval.
And I think they've lost the footy at the moment. The ball went out into the crowd and somebody souvenired it.
And that's about as much excitement as we've seen this quarter too, DB.
You're right. Now here's the ball being kicked over the fence. So we'll get this game back underway very, very shortly as Big Ben Watkins prepares to come back onto the ground, and also Potter, who left the ground halfway through this quarter and was replaced by young Tim Mazurowski. So both the sides making the changes here this afternoon, and as you heard us say in the call, a lot of players wearing different jumper numbers because they've had to leave the ground under the blood rule, and of course with blood on the jumpers they have to put some new ones on. Down goes the bounce in the centre. Arnold, and this time Jones, but the ball is taken by Holm. Holm up towards the attacking area. A chance for Stewie. Dewey's got a lot of pace. He's leading in the race for the ball in front of Bannock. The ball comes back to Dew. Dodges one way, then the other. Around onto the left boot. This will be a great goal, but he's put it across the front of the goal and through for the minor score. So the Doggies move along to 9 goals 8-62 on the sip and save scoreboard. West Adelaide stuck on 2 goals 3-15, 21 minutes into this third quarter on the West End time clock.
And Craig Cotter for Centrals has come off, and Heath Hopwood having his first run in league footy, just come onto the ground, DB, and he'll be excited. He's gone to the half forward flank, and maybe be another one of those players, his first kick in league footy, a goal. Ball brought back in by West Adelaide, deep down in it, but it looks like Central's all running in an open goals. McGowan, not the longest kick in the club, but it's gone to the goal square. I think it's travelled over the top. Wait for that goal umpire. Yes, it's another goal. With McGowan's first, no, second. Not a prolific goal kicker, but a very good player nonetheless, and has played extremely well as we're about 3 minutes into time on, and really Central's kicked his second goal for the quarter to lead 10 goals 8-68 on the sip and save scoreboard to the poor West Adelaide 2 goals 3, and for them to not to kick a goal in 2 quarters of footy, DB, is probably a disgrace.
Well, it is. It's not good enough in this day and age, and certainly not in the SANFL, and not for a side that's fighting to get into the final 5.
Exactly.
Down goes the bounce once again. Can the Doggies get another goal on the board taken by Steinberner? He's met very high, according to the umpire, and Steinberner gets a handball, a hurried handball further afield there. He's looking for the player there in Cotter. The ball comes out to Scotty Lee. Scotty Lee with a clever handball over the top. Gives it to Geister. Geister gives it to Hicks. Back to Geister. Geister goes... no, it wasn't Geister. It was Arnold in actual fact. The ball out there at centre wing. Players are slipping over, and there's nothing out there to slip over on as the ball comes to Brebner. Brebner gives it over to Howe. Howe tries to dodge away, gets the handball back to Brebner. Brebner did it well there because he followed up and picked up the footy, goes inside 50, but it's going to be all the doggies. Now Geister dropped what he should have taken, saving grace there for the doggies, however, is Hicks, and gets the handball out to Arnold, and Arnold now with all the time in the world goes in short, and he's got a teammate there, and that player looks like Steinberner. Tell you what, he hasn't been the doggies' worst player either, I might tell you.
He would have had 20-odd possessions already.
I reckon he has. He goes out wide looking for Daniel now. Daniel at centre wing on the outer side of the ground. He goes into the lead of Simon Lewis, and Simon Lewis certainly one of his better game for the doggies this afternoon at 10.5 forward. He's got a player loose also, and that's Daniels, who's drifted down. Will go inside 50, goes bang with a drop punt in towards goal. Will it go through? Big pack of players. It might have been touched on the line. It has been for the minor score to the Bulldogs. 10 goals, 9-69. There it is again, Steve. An amazing number, leading West Adelaide 2 goals, 3-15. Back to Peter Greco.
Yes, final score from Cardinia Park. It was Geelong 25-9, 159. Port Adelaide 11-8, 74. In other matches, North Adelaide 11-10, 76, leading the Eagles 6-6, 42. Sturt 12-11, 83, leading South 4-6, 30. And Norwood 15-9, 99, leading Glenelg 4-3, 27. Back to Elizabeth.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. And the ball's been brought back in. It's travelled down to the centre wing here, right in front of the 5RPH commentaries here. And West Adelaide trying to get possession of the ball, and Stacks on the mill. And really, I don't think the ball's going to come out. And umpire blows his whistle and says, "I'll have that ball, thank you very much." And he'll ball it up at the centre wing. And as we see the sit and save scoreboard, after that point, Central's now leading 10-9. That score's 69, is it? 69 there, DB.
It certainly is,
leading West Adelaide 2 goals, 3-15 as the bounce down. You see the big fella, Watkins, back onto the ground, takes the ball down to his player, Simon Ho, who's kicked, looking for the... Is that Hamilton?
Brebner.
No, Brebner again. Brebner with his new jumper on, gets around with his left foot. Snapshot, and really should have done perhaps a little bit better than that. Wearing number 60 because of the blood rule, and he's kicked it behind. It's his first score for the game. And Brebner, as DB's mentioned a couple of times, not the worst player for West Adelaide, has at least tried hard. As we see Geister bringing the ball out on the outer side, looking for and finding Hereda, and certainly Hereda across this half-back line has been the general out there all day, DB. Very good player.
Yeah, he is a good player, good, strong player. Yep. Always attacks the footy as the ball is kicked along centre wing on the outer side of the ground, off the hands of the pack. Players trying to get the handball out, does so. Came out here toward Jones. Jones with a handball. Oh, he nearly put Steinberner under the hammer, but he's too clever, Steinberner. Got out of trouble with the left foot, goes in towards centre half forward. Leading in the race for the ball there is Bannock for West Adelaide, and he relieves the pressure once again for the Bloods. Puts it out towards the centre wing on the outer side of the ground. He was looking there for Nathan, also Symes, but the ball beat both players over the boundary line for a throw-in on that outer side of the ground. Right in front of the Cowley's Bakery sign, and of course this game being brought to you by Cowley's Bakery, West End and Sip and Save. There's the throw-in. Players set themselves. Big Ben, the clock, got the tap away for West Adelaide. Was beautifully gathered in by Nathan. Nathan up towards the half-forward flank, and Brebner's chipped in to take the mark now for West Adelaide. He'll go up towards the lead there of Woosnam. The ball goes over the back of the pack as the siren sounds to end the third quarter here at the Elizabeth Oval. And on the Sip and Save scoreboard, Central District at 10-9. 69, leading West Adelaide 2-4-16. Back to the studio, and we're back here to summarise the first 3 quarters of this match.
This phone. Perhaps you'd better look at a new one. But then, who do you talk to?
25 possessions. Steinberner 19. Jones has had 19, and Holm has also had 19. But DB really just a one-sided affair here.
Certainly is a one-sided affair, Steve, and it's all the doggies. They lead by 53 points, and the umpire has the ball in the centre to get this final quarter of the match here between the Bulldogs and the Blood and Tars underway with, as I said, the Bulldogs leading by 53 points on the Sip and Save scoreboard. The umpire thumps the ball into the turf. Down it goes. Big Watkins up against Mazarowski. The ball comes down to Daniel Holm. Holm picks up where he left off in the first 3 quarters. Another possession as he drives it up inside the 50. Nathan Brown there leading in the race for the ball for West Adelaide. Picks it up, goes onto the right boot, goes short, looking for Brebner. The ball bounces awkwardly, but he's good enough to get it. Comes back to Brown. Brown dodges around an opponent on the half-back line. Goes towards centre wing, but chipping in to take the mark for the doggies. It looks like... I think it could be Girdham. Is it? Girdham goes in short into the centre. He's found Geister. Geister down from half-back. Goes onto the left boot, up towards full forward, inside the 50, and a good mark taken once again by Lewis. And Simon Lewis is definitely one of his better games for the doggies this afternoon, Steve.
What he has done, DB, is he presented himself very well. He's always been in front, and really, you're halfway there if you present yourself in front, and As I mentioned at three-quarter time, it's the best game I've seen him play for a long, long time. He's taken, he would have had to taken half a dozen to 10 marks. Great one-grab marks too.
Yes, he certainly has. He's about 40 metres out. The kick's on its way. Will it go through? No, it won't. Big pack of players offhand. The players are trying to go in hard. The ball comes out. Chance here now for Arnold. He can't pick up the ball for the Doggies. It comes back here now towards Dew. Finally, it comes back to Green. Green with a long handball over the top looking for Jones, but Jones runs out of bounds with the footy, and we'll have a throw-in in that left full forward pocket for the Bulldogs. They're kicking to the southern end of the Elizabeth Oval in this final term. They lead on the Sip and Save scoreboard 10-9-69. West Adelaide at 2-4-16. There's the throw-in now. The ball comes taken away here. Beautifully done, however, by Walsh. Walsh onto the left boot, brings it up towards the half-back flank. Players will set themselves in front. Steinburner from behind. We've got Nathan for West Adelaide. The ball tapped further afield to Gurdon. Gurdon gave it to Mazarowski. Tapped it back to Gurdon. Gurdon's going to get caught. No, got the handball away. Came to Potter. Potter dodges one way, then the other. Gives it back to McGowan. McGowan, what's he going to do? Comes back onto the left boot. Goes in short, looking for the lead, but it's going to be intercepted by West Adelaide Bannock. And Bannock takes the mark at half-back for West Adelaide. We've played just a couple of minutes into this final quarter as the ball's taken out there on the half-back flank now by Ravisi. Ravisi for West Adelaide gives it up to Hamilton, and Hamilton takes the mark for West Adelaide. Between centre and half-forward on the outer side of the ground. He goes in short, but it's a shocking kick. It falls in front of Symes. This allows the Bulldogs in if it can be picked up. It is picked up by Geister. Geister was able to get the kick away. No, the umpire said you didn't, and it's going to be a holding the ball decision, and it will be taken for West Adelaide. In fact, it's a 25-metre penalty now. So West Adelaide, the opportunity to kick their first goal since quarter time.
25 or 50? God.
Well, it was a fairly hefty one, and looks like Simon Howe has the recipient of the free kick, and he's going to kick from about 30 metres on a slight angle. And the goal umpire getting ready because this should go through. West Adelaide haven't kicked the goal, as I said, since the first quarter.
A slight plus for them this last quarter was the performance of Simon Howard. He had got some nice possessions in that third quarter, DB.
Certainly has, and he shows some talent too. He's an evasive sort of a player. Has dodged around a few times around opponents as he goes in from about 30 metres out. The kick's on its way. Wait on the goal umpire. Yeah. Don't tell me he's missed. No, he's put it straight through the high diddle-diddle. So the first goal since the first quarter for the Bloods, and the Bronx cheers go up from the crowd as West Adelaide move along to 3-4. That's 32, leading Central District, and make that 22 in fact, leading Central District 10 goals 9, rather they're trailing Central District 10 goals 9-69.
Yeah, we'll just go back to the studios for some quick scores.
Yes, final score, Richmond 17-13, 115, defeated the Western Bulldogs 15-10, 100, and North Adelaide 11-15, 81, leading the Eagles 7-7, 49. Back to Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you, Peter. Ball's just been thrown up, and Watkins got the tap down. No one can take a clear possession. He's tried to bullock his way through after finding the ball underneath him, Big Ben Watkins, and the umpire will ball it up virtually in the same position again. Umpire Chambers, been around for quite a long time, old Kevy Chambers. What about umpires? Performed okay today. Ball down. Watkins in front position for West Adelaide. Gets it down to Brebner. Brebner got the handball out. Should have been given a free kick, umpire, but no. Play on. Ball comes out to Watkins again. Watkins gets it over to Walsh. Walsh on to Brebner. Brebner, one of his many possessions, kicking down in the forward line, looking for Symes over the back. Couldn't take possession of the ball. Big Ed Richardson gathers the ball. Long handball to Walshy. Walshy runs into an open goal, and I reckon, DB, I reckon he's goaled another one.
I reckon he has.
Yep, it's goal. Yeah, nice kick there. That's his first. Just about going to be everybody's first. It's only the fourth goal for the game, and 2 in as many minutes after it took three quarters to only kick the first 2 goals. So West Adelaide move on to 4 goals for 28. Trailing Centrals, who have absolutely dominated virtually the whole game, 10-9-69. About 3 minutes into the third quarter, DB. They are kicking with the breeze, and maybe they can get back into this game and win it. Hey, what do you reckon?
It'll be a miracle, and I think that miracle went around about April or March, Easter. It only happens once a year, and the umpire has the footy in the centre of the ground.
Sound goals is not an impossibility.
No, it's not. Down goes the bounce. Watkins and also Mazarowski. Mazarowski with a big thump for Central District. Chance for Bannock now to take the pressure away. No, he can't do so. Going in hard. Twatala's in there for the dog. He gets a clever handball out here towards McGowan. McGowan with no one to kick to, so he goes for the safety of the boundary line, but in the meantime, the umpire has said it's gone out of bounds on the full. ball, and Nathan Brown to take the free kick for West Adelaide. Half back on the outer side of the ground. There he goes, bang, along that centre wing. Up they fly. Over the back of the pack it comes. A chance now for Hamilton.
Well,
the ball eludes him. Beautifully taken out there on the half forward flank by Howe. Howe merges to the 50 now. Goes bang in towards full forward up in front. Now it comes over the back once again, but it's an umpire's decision going the way of the Doggies.
They're woozing him into the back.
Woosnam was into the back of Daniels, and Daniels for the Doggies will take this free kick. Brendan Daniel now on the last line of defence. What will he do? He'll go out towards that outer side of the ground. He's run 100 miles. Kick. Have a look how far he ran. He ran from the square to nearly outside the 50. Fair dinkum. The umpire said, that's all right, mate. This is a stall gift as he brings the ball back into the centre to Banning. Banning with a handball out wide. Comes to Symes. Symes now goes in short. There's a player that's all by himself, and that's Tyson Edwards. Edwards now outside 50 will kick from about 60 metres. Goes in short to the lead of Ed Richardson. Oh, gee whiz, he was absolutely poleaxed into the turf. The ball comes loose now to Scotty Lee. Scotty Lee hooks the ball back to the centre of the ground, and Girdham takes the mark for the Doggies. Girdham now will bring it back out wide to Scotty Lee. Scotty Lee's advanced past half back. He's going to come almost up to the true centre wing position and kicks the ball, looking there for Jones, and Jones takes a very good mark for the Doggies in front of his immediate opponent on occasion, and that was Brown.
And they've had quite a good duel, Jones and Brown. They both played very well for their respective sides, but what amazes me is Scotty Lee is about 40 years of age nearly.
He is indeed, and speaking of Scotty Lee, the kick from Jones has been marked by Lee, who's come all the way from defence now, and he's at half forward right for the Bulldog. Just outside the 50, he's looking for movement further afield, nothing forthcoming, but now it's going to come from the youngster in Twatala, and Twatala takes the mark now, but they didn't advance any closer to the goal, but they have, of course, put themselves directly in front of it, up towards the 50 now, thumped off hand by Parker. Here's a chance now, Raiders in there. Oh, the player was grabbed without the footy, the umpire was right there. I don't believe what I'm seeing as the ball is taken by Bredner. Bredner with a handball back to Bannock. Bannock with a right foot around the body he goes towards centre wing. It's going to bounce in front of all players. Coming through strongly there and tapping it on up towards the centre wing position is Ravisi if he can pick it up. Now he's got it, but they've got him. The handball comes out once again to the player in McClucky. McClucky got the handball away. The ball's underneath a pack of players, and we're going to have a bounce down at centre wing on the outside of the Elizabeth Oval, on the outer side of the Elizabeth Oval.
Thanks, Stevie. I better apologise to Scotty Lee. He's not quite 40. He's very young, 34 years of age. But he's played extremely well, as per usual. I can't remember ever seeing Scotty Lee play a poor game. He's an extremely good player. Okay, ball down on the outer wing. Picked up by West Adelaide. West Adelaide driving into the forward lines, looking for Symes. Symes in front of his opponent. Takes a nice mark in front of Paul Geisen. Hasn't done that enough all day. Plays on, looking for Woosnam. Woosnam, a lovely lead. He's a good leader, Woosnam. He's taken the ball on quite an acute angle, about 30 metres out, perhaps a bit less, 20, 25 metres out. A very, very acute angle over in front of the scoreboard. Comes in, drop punt, drops the ball down nicely. Umpire has not moved an absolute muscle, and I think you'll find that's his first goal. No, umpire did not move 1 inch, DB, and he's registered a behind. Bad luck. That's his first behind too, yes, and he's played quite well, Dean Woosnam. Limited opportunities, now up in the full forward line, and has played quite well. Scotty Lee to bring the ball back in, looking for McGowan, intercepted there. Brebner swings around on his right boot, hooking it around, and once again, umpire will give the same decision. One behind, and we might just quickly go back to Peter and get some final scores.
Yes, final score from the MCG. Sydney 25-19, 159 have defeated Melbourne 7-11, 53. At the Glenelg Oval, Norwood 29-129, leading Glenelg 4-3-27. Sturt 16-11, 107, leading South 6-8, 44. And North Adelaide 11-15, 81, leading the Eagles 7-6, 48. Back to Elizabeth.
Yeah, back here at Elizabeth, the ball taken by Steinburner. Steinburner goes up to the lead of Daniel Holm, and Holm takes the mark, plays on quickly, comes up to the half-forward flank now. He's looking for Jones. Jones in front, put up the hand, couldn't hold the mark. In hot opposition is Brown. Both players go to the ground, and the umpire said Jones was pushed in the back, and he's going to take the free kick right in front of the 5RPH commentary position, and he'll drive the Doggies into attack. We've played almost 8.5 minutes into this final quarter on the West End time clock, and Jones now to drive the Dogs forward. He goes to the lead there of Big Conway. Conway up in front. The ball thumped away from behind by Green. Comes to Nathan. Nathan with a clever tap down to Edwards. Edwards goes in short there looking for Hamilton, and Hamilton takes the mark for the Blood. He'll get the ball on quickly there because going down there is Symes. Symes running the same way as the ball. Which way will it bounce? He's up against two Central District players. It comes to that man, Scotty Lee again. Look, he got enough time to pull out the barbie and cook a couple of chops on it. There's no doubt about him. He's a great player. He gives the handball off to Geister. Geister gave it over the top. It comes out here now to centre wing. It's Hicks with the footy now for the Dogs. He'll go bang up towards the edge of the 50. Coming out strongly there was Big Arnold. The ball eludes everybody except Potter. Potter around the body. He goes in towards the attacking 50. Coming in as Walsh for West Adelaide. Dodges one way, then the other. Got no one to kick to. Now he kicks it to half back. Bannock is there. They're going to get Bannock. He goes to ground. The umpire said he was met too high. And it's Parker, isn't it? I thought it was Bannock out there, but Parker's going to take the free kick on the half-back flank. He gives it over the man in question, Bannock. Bannock along centre wing on the outer side of the ground. Players will set themselves. It's thumped away from behind. Comes to centre wing. Going in hard there is Jones for West Adelaide. Towards the boundary line it goes. And it's going to go out of bounds on the outer side of the Elizabeth Oval. Your commentator is Steve Jacquier.
Thank you, DB. As we see on the West End time clock, 9 minutes ticked away here, and West Adelaide are going with a 3 or 4 goal breeze, but they'll need about a gale to get any chance of winning this game, I believe. Ball's been thrown in. Come out to Central's players again. Girdham from underneath kick, looks down and finds Lewis. He's got away from his opponent in Sam Jones the last couple of minutes. Kicks down looking for Big Conway. Conway should have taken that mark. He was in front of his opponent. Virtually uncontested. The ball comes back to him. Gets the handball out. Looking for his teammate. He's thrown the ball on the boot. Oh, it's gone over the head and into Jew. Jew actually out of position at centre half forward. And it's gone over Carr's head for West Adelaide. A bit unlucky. And it lobbed right in his hands. And looks like he's holding his leg there a little bit there, Dewey. He's... there might be a bit of cramp or some description, but he's only 25 metres out directly in front, and well, he's also hasn't had a little big day, but he's kicked the goal. But as we see, Roger Girdham, who has had a very, very big day for Centrals, coming off the ground and being replaced by Sean Chambers. As Jew walks nonchalantly in, kicks the goal. That's his second. Central's 11th. They lead 11 goals 9 to West Adelaide 4 goals 6 as we head back to the studio for some scores.
Yes, Norwood 20-10, 130. Thrashing Glenelg 4-3, 27. Sturt 19-11, 125. Leading South 6-8, 44. And North Adelaide 13-15, 93. The Eagles 8-6, 54. Back to Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you, Peter. And DB, Stuart Jew had a mediocre game. He's done bits and pieces okay. Hasn't had to do a lot.
No, he's no doubt about him. He's a very stylish footballer, as Stewie Dew, and what I do like about him, though, when he does get a possession, it usually goes to advantage. The ball back in the centre now. Here's a chance for West Adelaide as Walsh emerges with the footy. Goes bang inside the 50. Up high with Edwards off hands, though, taken by Hamilton. Hamilton dodges around onto the left boot. He goes with a left foot snap, but it's offline and through for the minor score to the Blood. So at least they're doing a little bit of attacking in this final quarter as they move along now on the sip and save scoreboard to 4 goals 7, 31. Central District are 11-9, 75. The ball kicked into Chambers, who's on the ground, giving captain Roger Girdham a bit of a breather. So Chambers now got a Guernsey loose. That's the way it goes. Looking for McGowan. The ball thumped away from behind, though. Going in hard as Hamilton for West Adelaide. The ball underneath the pack of players once again, just on the outside, or just inside the attacking 50 of the Bloods. They're kicking to the northern end of the Elizabeth Oval, and 11, almost 12 minutes have elapsed in the final term here on the West End time clock. Waiting for Craig. It's who's that coming on? Cotter, isn't it?
Yes.
For the Doggies preparing to come on. Yeah, Craig Cotter. As I was going to say, Craig Potter. They all sound the same out here at Doggyland as the ball is inside the 50. Chance here now for the Bloods. Hamilton does it well. Weaves around onto his right boot in towards full forward. Oh, beautifully thumped away. No, the umpire's going to pay a free kick, and it's going to go to West Adelaide against the Doggies, and it's going to go to Ed Richardson right in front. He's only about a metre out, and the umpire said he was being held onto by the Central District player, and it may be Hicks, I think, who was the infringer. I can't see, it's a long way down there, but whoever it was, this should be a sausage roll on the board to Ed Richardson. Bang he goes, straight through the high diddle it goes. Another goal on the board for the Doggies, but of course you would say it's all too late. 5 goals, 7-37 they lead. They trail Central District 11 goals, 9-75, and that's Ed Richardson's second goal. He kicked one in the first quarter, and West Adelaide have actually kicked more goals in this final quarter than they kicked for the first 3 quarters, Steve Jackwea.
Yes, you agree. You were saying about Craig Cotter coming on the ground. Well, he actually has come on the ground now, and Brian Herrera, who's been as good as any player on the ground today. He's coming off for a well-earned rest, and as you said, DB, they've actually outscored Centrals this last quarter, and it's a bit disappointing for the coach of Centrals that those charges have just dropped down a little bit, but the game's in safekeeping, I believe. Ball up net, ball in the centre, been gone down. Daniel Holmes taking the ball out of the middle, kick down the centre, up forward, and it's a free kick. Going to Central Districts, and it's going to Matthew James. Matthew Jones played very well today. He'll kick from about 50, or probably a little bit less, 47 metres directly in front. Just asking the umpire where the mark is. Not the longest kick in the side, and going into this wind, might struggle to make the distance. Has played very well, has 1 goal. Comes in for a drop punt. Kicks from 45 metres out. Lovely kick, right into the goal square, won't make the distance, punched away by West Adelaide. Come to Brebner, couldn't take possession, good tackle. Ball near the boundary line. And that man Jones, not the Centrals Jones, but the West Adelaide Jones, is taking the ball out of bounds. About 10 metres around from the goals of Centrals. I think Centrals would like to finish off. They've only kicked the 1 goal this last quarter. I'm sure they'd like to get another one. Boundary throw-in. Watkins got the tap, down to no one in particular. Daniel Holm leading the ball over the boundary line, and all as West Adelaide's been able to do there is just move the ball approximately around 10 metres. And DB, you missed that one, but Daniel Holm has tried to kick the ball back to the umpire, the boundary umpire. It's gone past the boundary umpire, and the central umpire's awarded a free kick for time wasting. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, I agree with you, Steve.
I cannot believe that. But anyway, Cruzen took the ball, kicked the ball back to the centre wing. West Adelaide in possession. Bannock's kicked around, looking for, and not finding those. Was looking for his teammate in Edwards, but great play there by Daniels, and he's played very well. He got the handball over to Guysu, kicked the ball back to centre half forward. Good punch away there by the Central Districts. West Adelaide all in possession of the ball here. Picked up by Brown. Brown's played very well, as we've mentioned. Kicked out to Ravisi, who's found a lot of the ball today, across the half-back line. Bounces once, no one really to kick to. Kicks the open spaces, but Central's got 1, 2, 3 blokes that'll lead the ball, and the ball magnet, Scotty Lee, gets 1 more possession. He's unbelievable. They run out of ink taking his stats today. Ball's come through and found Sean Chambers, uncontested on the centre wing. He'll bring the ball back in the middle, looking for Daniel Holmes. Also had plenty of possessions and takes a nice mark. And with the West Adelaide player coming in, really should have punched away there, but Daniel Holmes very, very strong. Kicks the ball out to Heath Hopwood. First kick for Heath Hopwood for the day. Kicks down long, looking for Conway. Beautifully rode there by Craig Potter. Had a snapshot, and unfortunately missed the goals and went through for behind. I think that's his first goal for the day.
Yes, I think it is, Steve, and golden opportunity there for the Doggies to put another one on the board as the ball is kicked in by Green for West Adelaide out towards that half-back flank. Out there is McClucky. McClucky's got the lead of Jones. Matt Jones, this is. No, it's Sam Jones for the West Adelaide side. He goes bang up towards half-forward. Up they fly. Oh, there's a good mark. Timothy Signs, and it's just indicative of what the man can do. Jeez. He's got so much potential, but he's hardly been sighted here today. There's the handball further afield to Hamilton. Hamilton for West Adelaide goes up inside the 50, and the player dropped what he should have taken. That was an absolute gimme for West Adelaide, and fair dinkum, that was a very feeble effort by that particular player out there, and when he gets up I'll tell you who it is, but it's a long way out there on that right half forward flank.
I can't help you there.
And gee whiz, it's a long way away. I might have to go and get the eyes tested, I think. Might have been Jarvis out there, actually.
I see the Cowley sign, that's all I can see.
Yeah, I can see that, but it's nice and big, the Cowley sign, and why wouldn't it be? They make the best pastry in South Australia, sausage rolls, pasties, pies, you name it. They've got it at Cowley's Bakery as the ball goes out of bounds on that right half-forward flank for the West Adelaide side. They trail badly on the Sip and Save scoreboard, 5-7-37. The Doggies are 11-10-76, and we've played almost 17 to 18 minutes into this final quarter on the West End time clock. A series of handballs seen Swatala end up with the footy. He gives it to Chambers. Chambers inboard now. He gives it to back to Swatala. Swatala now goes up to half forward. Here's a chance for the Dogs as Potter out in front of Ravisi takes an easy mark. He's got Lewis creating the space at centre half forward, and in the end it was an easy mark because Lewis has done that all day. He's given his opponent the complete run around and takes another mark, and he's probably been the most prolific mark taker in the game today, Steve Jacquia, because he certainly has a fair share of them.
Oh, he certainly presented himself well, and it's a bit unlucky there for Sam Jones. He's chasing jumpers and it's been difficult for him all day.
Right, got Simon Lewis about 45 metres out. The kick going to almost go through. No, touched on the last line of defence and through for the minor score. Into the crowd goes the footy. We might take this opportunity to go back to that magic man in the studio, Peter Greco.
Thank you, Silvertongue. North Adelaide 13-16-94, leading the Eagles 8-6-54. Norwood 24-10-154, leading Glenelg 5-3-33. And Sturt 20-11-131. South Adelaide 7-9-51. Winners in the AFL today, Geelong, Richmond and Sydney. Back to Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you, Peter. And I don't know about Silvertongue. He's got the silver beard. There's no doubt about that. Old DB. Well, ball's being brought back in by West Adelaide. Oh, past their 50, but it's been a free kick brought out to not Sam Jones, but Matthew Jones of Central Districts. He plays on quickly to Chambers. Chambers runs into an open goal from about 45 metres out. Lovely drop punt. Just misses, though, however. Goes across the goal and through from behind. And sort of most of the steam's gone out of this game. With Central's been in a commanding position, and they lead 11 goals 12, 78 to West Adelaide 5-7, 37. Huge kick out from full-back there from Green. Brought in McGowan, another possession number probably in the 30s, close to it by now. He short passes, looking for a teammate who drops the ball awkwardly. I think it might have been Swatala. It's gone through for another behind. So Central District's peppering at the goals, but they've only got the one major in the last quarter, and they really do need to get a couple more goals so they can improve their percentage. Green, another booming drop punt. This time out in the outer side, looking for and finding Bannock. Bannock plays on, bring it around, looking for Simon Howe. Good play by Central's. Hicks punched away from the ball, but Howe gathered the ball again beautifully. Unfortunately taken away by Holm, and Holm down looking for and finding Potter. Potter plays on, and now it's Holm. Holm's been crunched by Green. Green come over the top, punch the ball down. Brown from West Adelaide picks up, long sweeping handball, finds his teammate. Can't get away. Central's putting some pressure on. Goal 1-2, back to him again. Another one, oh, shocking handball, this time back to Potter. Well, comedy of errors, he then centres the ball, looking for Jones. Jones can't take possession of the ball. Watkins in there, Central's players dive in. And the umpire's the only winner there. And DB, most of the steam gone out of the game?
Oh, I think the steam went out of the game at half-time when the Doggies led by 39 points. But the Doggies have had a few chances in this last quarter to put some majors on the board, but they haven't been able to do so. Exactly. Comes to Brebner. Brebner now with a hurried kick, and it's going to be marked out there for the Bulldogs by Swatala. He goes into Saywell. Saywell, who's back on the ground, had Mazarowski going past, but decides to play on with the left boot, goes into the pocket. Big Conway's let out there and has dropped a sitter and goes out of bounds in the left full forward pocket.
He does that a bit.
Well, there's another man with so much ability, it's not funny, and you couldn't say he's had a good game today.
No, well, he's had, as you said, he's had plenty of chances to take possession, but you just don't drop marks like that when you've got a chance to kick goals.
Right, the ball comes off hands, kicked high into the air there by Chambers, leading out in the race for the ball. It's marked by Ashley Green for West Adelaide. Green now will relieve the pressure on the last line of defence. We're into time on in this final quarter here at the Elizabeth Oval. As the kick now from Green goes into the centre, and what do you reckon he's done? He's put it straight down the throat of McGowan. McGowan with a handball to Chambers. Chambers advances to 50, goes bang in towards the goals. It's going to be marked. It has been marked by a doggy, and that player moving with the football as is it Lewis again, is it?
That's Arnold, right?
Is it Arnold? Big Arnold in front. And this should be a certain sausage roll on the board for the Dogs. They've already kicked 11. This will be Arnold's first, that's for sure. Through it goes, over the goal umpire's loaf of bread for the 12th goal on the board. 12 goals, 13. That's 85, leading West Adelaide. 5 goals, 7, 37. Back to Peter Greco.
Yes, North Adelaide 15-16-106, leading the Eagles 9-7-61. Norwood 25-10-160. Glenelg 6-3-39. And Sturt 22-12-144. South Adelaide 7-9-51.
Right back here at Elizabeth Oval, and once again somebody souvenired the footy. I think no, here it comes. No, somebody went to throw it back and it got lost in the trees. It's all happening here at the Elizabeth Oval. Well, it is for the doggies anyway, because they have blown out to lead by 12 goals, 13-85 to 5-7-37 on the Sip and Save scoreboard. And the West End time clock tells us we've played about 4 minutes of time on. Only the 5 goals are kicked in the final quarter between the two sides, so there shouldn't be a lot of time on. The umpire with the footy is about to thump it back into the turf, and just in the dying stages of this game here this afternoon, an easy win to Central District, but I would say that, Steve, they're probably not happy with their performance this afternoon.
They played pretty poor, Central Districts. Sorry, West Adelaide.
There's the bounce down. The ball comes back here towards home. No, he allows Geister. Geister handball to no one in particular. McClucky's going to get the ball. Handballs to Hamilton. Handballed over to Walsh. It was too high. It was a shocker, in fact. But Walsh is good enough to come back onto the left boot. He goes in towards the lead there of Woosnam. Woosnam used the body off hands to Symes. Symes now, he's only about 20 metres out. Hooks it, and it'll go through for the minor score of the Bloods. 5 goals, 8-38 on the Sip and Save scoreboard. They trail the Bulldogs 12 goals, 13-85.
And we're talking about their errors all day. Like, they were free then, West Adelaide. The poor handball in puts him back under pressure. He's got to come back inside, and their whole forward system is all shot out the window. So, not good play. As we see Scotty Lee bring the ball back in for the mighty doggies today. Finds guys at centre half forward, swings around on his sweeping left foot and finds Fatala out on the outer wing in front of Ben Watkins, who hasn't been West Adelaide's worst player. Holm, once again, one of their best players, finds room in the middle, gets the ball, gets it over to Sable. Sable gets it onto Jones for Central Districts. He gets tackled, loses possession of the ball. Walsh down low, gets it out to Brevner. Brevner trying to pick the ball up. Good shepherd there by Watkins. Should have kicked in, but he put the ball on the ground with a handball, and the Central Districts should come away with it. They've got numbers to the ball. Oh, not good play, though. They're just tossing themselves around. No one's really taking clear possession and using it. Too many handballs and not enough kicks in that position, in that play there, and really West Adelaide had possession after possession there and went from there to there to there to there to there and went nowhere. Absolute terrible.
Certainly was, and it's been indicative of the game today, though. It hasn't been a fluent game of football, unfortunately. Both sides have made many mistakes all day. And the umpire is about to thump the ball back into the turf. Big Watkins, he tried his heart out, Big Ben, but unfortunately, weight of numbers against the clock today. And at this stage, the ball is back into another pack of players for a bounce down in the centre. Umpire blowing time on, so we've got a little bit more time on in this final quarter. As we approach about the 26-minute mark, the umpire has the footy in the centre of the Elizabeth Oval. If you've just tuned in, the doggies lead 12-13, 85 to the Bloods, I should say, 5-8-38. Down goes the bounce, the ball over the back. Here's a chance for Hamilton to pick up the footy. He does so, but he goes to ground, regains composure, then goes with a handball out wide, gives it to Howe. Howe's not a bad kick. He goes bang from about 50 metres out, but he's hooked it, and it's going to bounce in front of the behind post in the left full forward pocket, and finally forced through for the minor score to West Adelaide. They move along to 5 goals, 9-39. They trail the Bulldogs 12-13, 85 on the Sip and Save scoreboard. The ball kicked back into play, goes out wide there to Geister. Geister now for the Dogs onto the left boot, brings it back in towards the centre of the ground. Twatala, he's been a good player also, gets a handball over to McGowan. McGowan's left foot there up towards half forward. Lewis in opposition to Jones. Over the back though comes to, no, it was Parker. Parker's handball put his teammate right under the hammer. The ball spills loose. It's all doggies. Potter comes away, goes bang up towards Conway, and Conway marks the ball about 40 metres out, and the opportunity to kick his third goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, good play there by Centrals. They really have used the ball a lot better through the middle and through the centre, and when they go into attack, they look very damaging. They have guys who lead in the right position, and obviously they use the ball very well, and Conway really could have kicked his third goal here, and I think he should have played a little bit better.
There's the kick. He just tickled it up towards the goal. Now, that was a very poor effort by Conway, as the ball is offhand and through for no minor score. So that is the final score here at the Elizabeth Oval. 12 goals, 13, 85 Central District. They have defeated West Adelaide 5 goals, 9, 39. A margin of 46 points in favour of the Bulldogs. As we go back to Peter Greco before coming back to summarise this game.
Thanks very much, Dennis. Yes, 2